We were all there, in the chair, in the room, the blackest nights in the moon. 4 people murdered in the night. My innocence taken, I'm guilty. I did not fight. You took it all away in the end. There was nothing left. All redacted, blacked out. Corruption and lies. All the truth, it's gone now. All redacted, blacked out. Corruption and lies. All the truth, it's gone now. I said it then, I'll say it now. I'm innocent, they blacked me out. I'm a fool, I'm a man, I'll never say I did it. I can't. She took it all away in the end. There was nothing left. All redacted, blacked out. Corruption and lies. All the truth, it's gone now. All redacted, blacked out. Corruption and lies. All the truth, it's gone now. your time's coming down. Every fake little crown hit the floor now. Please go home, find a hobby, play your guitar, that might be your glory. You can't talk trash and call it tough when nobody's hearing you've had enough. Time to go home, have a nice day. Jeffy Lowe, get out the way. Jeffy Lowe, stop talking trash, nobody's listening. That same old act got no difference in it. Jeffy Lowe, Jeffy Lowe, your time is up. Jeffy Lowe, Jeffy Lowe, enough's enough. Jeffy Lowe, Jeffy Lowe, go on, go home. Jeffy Lowe, Jeffy Lowe, you know the tone.
My name is Jeff.
No. Visually unique on the line. Bronx Tales, True Crime, Dago and the TruCrime Cafe, the last 24 all day. Pavarotti, harsh reality, truth and transparency. Jules, True Crime reactions, eyes wide. Hildreth investigates, won't slide. We read the blood in the paper. We trace the light of the maker. Every cover-up starts to shake. When the facts awake, we won't stop, till the truth breaks through. We won't stop, till the truth comes through. Exposing every lie, day after day. We won't stop, till the truth stays. Till the truth stays. Amber Vance with the thread in hand. Travis T. Logic, make it understand. Glitch DNA in the case file glow. Tearing them apart, let the details show. Idaho 4, every name we speak. Delphi, Karen Reed, we stay on the streak. Every contradiction, every hidden door, we're kicking it open, asking for more. No polished smile can save you. No silence gets to save you. If the story bends for power, we come back louder. We won't stop, till the truth breaks through. We won't stop, till the truth comes through. Exposing every lie, day after day. We won't stop, till the truth stays. Facts in the dark, we drag them in today. Every mask, every mark gets stripped away. Corruption in every way, we name it plain. Till the last false word, it's gone in the till the truth breaks through. We won't stop, till the truth comes through. Exposing every lie, day after day. We won't stop, till the truth stays.
What up? What I do, peeps? How we doing today? Hi. Great to see you all back in the house today. Thank you, and hello, and yes, of course, I know, I got to do it.
My name is Jeff.
There you go, Jeebs. Come on in, grab a seat, get comfortable. Hello, everybody. I've missed you today. Quite a chaotic night and early morning, but hey, here we are. Sorry we're a little bit late. It's going to be not a real long show. I think I made up for that yesterday. I think what I do 6 hours yesterday. My apologies. I was just trying to get through that whole thing, which was ridiculous. But here we are today, and I will be live tonight with Crimes After Dark as well. So we'll be here for just a little while today to go through this stuff and break it down like we do, because that's what we do. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you're all having an amazing and beautiful day because you are amazing and beautiful peeps, and that's what you deserve. So it's good to see you. Good to see ya. So, guys, please make sure to hit that like button. Share this out. Let everybody know what's going on here at the cafe. Let them know we're open for business. But please hit that like button if you will. Please and thank ya. I do appreciate you. That being said, let's get this thing moving instead of me rambling. Let's do it. Here we go.
Neon lights flicker like broken halos. Whispers gather in the smoke-filled air. Tables carved with secrets and shadows. Every story's a wound laid bare. The kettle's boiling with restless rage. Justice written on an unseen page. I sip the silence, bitter taste, waiting for the ghosts to show their face. At the TruCrime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. Mirrors cracked, reflections are liars. Ashes fall where the guilty once stood. The jukebox hums like a funeral choir. Echoes pounding through the neighborhood. Every scar is a candlelit vow. We hunt the how, we demand the now. No more silence, no more disguise. We'll paint the night with sharpened cry. At the TruCrime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. This is not a sermon, it's a battlefield hymn. A requiem dripping from the bottle's rim. The guilty write stories in invisible ink, but we'll drag it all up from the edge of the brave. At the TruCrime Cafe, the reckoning burns like a black bouquet. Every shadow will pay.
right, all right. Welcome back to the cafe. It's great to see you all again today, and I hope you're all doing amazing. Thank you for joining us. Ugh, what a crazy day. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Last night was worse. So I'll explain. And I apologize for having to jump out of the Discord after I said I was going to jump into the Discord, and then I did, and I had to leave. So 90% of my wife's family lives in Alabama, as most of you know. Okay. And her uncle is 70 years old, and they're very close. Like, he's like father close to her. Okay. So he comes up here every summer, hangs out with us for a little while, and he was coming earlier. Um, Hold on a minute. What the hell is that? Dude, that was a spider. He was coming earlier this year than normal because of the mess that we're dealing with and going through right now. So he was gonna help, pack things and stuff like that and just hang out with us. So anyway, um, he left early. He was gonna surprise us, I guess. And he left yesterday at two in the afternoon. And I guess Kentucky is driving, by the way. I guess Kentucky was having some crazy, crazy, like hellacious thunderstorms and tornado warnings and all that kind of stuff. So he's driving up through Kentucky, and came around a bend, and he crossed into this. It's like one of those a bridge that goes over top of like a stream, creek, river that he was crossing. Well, they had had rain, I guess, forever. So, and just as he's coming around, it was nice and sunny, he said. And next thing you know, like the sky opened up and shit on everything. So it was bad. And the river had flooded. They think a dam broke or something like that. So anyway, as he comes to go to cross the bridge, the water came up over the bridge and bad. It was moving fast too. Took his car and threw him into the side of a mountain, completely totaled his car, like went up the side of the mountain, then back down, this and that. The man's 70, mind you. Okay. Scared the hell out of him. Um, and so they took him to the hospital. We had no idea what the hell was going on. He was having chest pains and chest like weird feelings and so on and so forth. So we were freaking out about that. We couldn't get there fast enough to do anything. So we're on the phone with him and the hospital and Kentucky State Police trying to figure out what happened, all this other stuff. So my son, um, my granddaughter's dad, Shane, one of my twins, and my mother-in-law, we rented a car today. They released him. He's fine. Thank God. He's fine. Um, Other than bruising because the airbag blew on him and hit him in his chest, and he's tiny. He weighs like 130 pounds. Um, and so that's where the pain came from in the chest. So they released him last night, but he didn't have his car. He didn't have any of his clothes. He didn't have anything because they towed it. So we had to find a hotel for him to stay in. He didn't have his phone charger, nothing. He was all in the car. The only thing he had, thank God, was his wallet. So anyway, we had to help find him a hotel, get him set up there, rent a car today, and then my son and my mother-in-law went and picked him up, and they just picked him up. They left at 9 this morning. I think it was 9, and they just picked him up. Now they have to go to the tow yard to get all the stuff out of his car, and then he's coming here. Um, so they'll be back probably 1 and 2 o'clock this morning or something like that. So it's been chaotic, folks, and we had to get the room ready for him because he's gonna need a little bit more comfort because he's sore, and again, he's 70, so it's been chaos. So I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier. My apologies, and I'm sorry about last night leaving out of there like I did. But thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate you very much. And thank you for all the well wishes. He's a pretty awesome guy. Her Uncle Rodney. Our Uncle Rodney. He does, Jesse. He's got a hell of an accent. So welcome everybody. Sophie is in the house. Jeebs. Jeebs. Welcome back, Jeebs. Good to see you, Jeebs. Great to have you here, Jeebs.
My name is Jeff.
For you, Jeebs. Ms. Mellis, welcome to you. Ms. Gambino Mia. Good to see you, Ms. Gianna. Morgan Peters, good to see you. Miss Kim's in the house. Well, thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Very much appreciated for saying that. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Miss Gianna. Miss Karen, hello and welcome. Paul's welcome to you. Um, yeah, it does. That means a lot, Kim. I appreciate you saying that. Gurmilla, good to see you. Marino, good to see you. Ava Marino, I'm sorry, good to see you. Michelle F, welcome. Self help this. Mandy Joe, good to see you. Musical Contessa. Of course, Jesse Schul in the house. Cat K, good to see you, which he was. Welcome to you. Musical Contessa, good to see you. Moonlight Musings, good to see you. I am grateful he's okay too. He's a very, very amazing person, and it would just that would have killed me. It definitely her. Like I said, exactly, Kim. Hot grandma, good to see you. Like I said, he's kind of like a father figure to her because she really didn't have one, and he always was. So, Liz Bear, good to see you. Ms. Rowe, great to see you. Micro Blue, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Eddie's in the house. Good to see you. Yes, it definitely wasn't a crick though, Eddie. This was a big one. A crick. We call them cricks here too. The good troll. Good to see you. Pretty much Finland. Welcome. Lenny Mo. Lenny Mo. Good to see you. So Mandy Joe. Lenny Mo. Mandy Joe. Kino Saroni. Good to see ya. I'm glad you like that song, Jeeves. Kiss me where I pee. I will not. You will see. But welcome. It's great to see you today. Ever Moreno. I think I'm saying it right. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, first Noel, wonderful to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope everything went well for your procedure. And I hope you're healing well. Great to see you. For those of you saying you were worried or whatever, thank you. That means a lot. For those of you checking on me, thank you. That means a lot. It really does. It's nice to know some people care. It means a lot. It really does. Just so you guys know. Colonel H, good to see you. Well, I do like to explain why I just disappear when I'm not here. So, Croft, good to see you. Dolly, baby. Hello. Paca, welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you. Go ye 61. Cruddy's in the house. Good to see you. Yes, I agree. Just Jackie, great to see you. Nicola Donahue, welcome to you. You guys are amazing. I love this community so much. It looks like the tomboy's in the house. I don't think I'm missing anybody. I'm a little tired, so bear with me, but we were up all night trying to figure all this out. Jesse Lynn, you too, my dear. And I appreciate you so much. Love you, damn Dago. I love you too, guys. I do, truly. Very, very much so. Miss Paula, the positive one. Great to see ya. Mikey, what's up, brother?
Hi, Pappy.
Good to have you here. Lisa Winchester, welcome to you. The Wheat Pea, good to see you today. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that more than anything. Love, Tina. Great to see you, dear. Tommy's amazing. We do definitely miss Tommy. Wholeheartedly. Speaking of, I haven't done this. I started slipping with this. For our beloved lost, Mr. Tommy, Jude, and Miss Wisdom Speaks. We do miss you so dearly in these communities. So very much. I hope so too, Noel. I'm glad everything went well. It's great to see you here. I was praying for you, dear. I promised you that. Hey, Cotty, good to see you. Amanda, good to see you today. Thank you for being here. As always, Lost Faith, welcome. Michelle Turner, welcome. Good to see you. Glad to hear things well. It turned out well as possible yesterday. Good. Well, you guys oh, thank you, buddy. I love you, bro. You know that. Appreciate you. You are so welcome, my dear. You are so welcome, of course. I don't have not much choice, Miss Jana. I gotta do what I gotta do to keep things going forward. Miss Mandy Joe, congratulations on 1 month. That is amazing, and happy anniversary to you. I hope you stick around for many, many more months. And thank you for being part of our family. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much. You get to have Max, the dancing meatball, doing his thing whenever you do that. Kim inspired me with her dancing peep, so I had to do something. So I did the best. I don't know how to line the music up with it, so that's what you get for right now until I can figure it out. So you get to deal with Max, the dancing meatball. I did create that. Miss Laura Diane, good to see you. Oh yeah, these mods have been here. Most of these mods self-help have been here for a long time. Long time. You can do it. Miss Lisa Hawkins, good to see you. Laura Diane. Miss Jack K, thank you, dear. Well, I appreciate that so much, Miss Mandy. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Rowe, good to see you. I am grateful to you all. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you to my mods. Truly and honestly, grateful to have you all here doing your thing. I'm sure your lives are busy, but it's great to have you here today and every day. Okay. It's like we got 156 people in the house, 85 likes. Let's see if we can make that match just a little bit better. And let me go ahead and throw it out like I do. Hold on here. Let me mount. I'm going to mount the link in the chat. It is pinned. If you would like to join me, I am clean. I don't stink. So please feel free to join up here. Canadian Mom, welcome. Good to see ya. Amen to that one. Rest in peace, Tommy. We do miss you, buddy. Grandma, good to see you today. And don't forget, guys, this coming Saturday, today is Hump Day. Womp, womp, womp. This coming Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Verdict Room. We are going to be joined by Mr. Unique.
Holy shit.
Miss Typically Unique Kim's husband, Carlos, is joining us with an opposing opinion to have a bit of a conversational debate, I guess. And this guy is awesome. So, you guys, I'm so looking forward to this show. I cannot wait. So, make sure you join us. What is going on? What is that? Holy shit. 1 minute here. Hello, Tomboy. How are ya?
I'm melting. How are you?
I'm not living in hell. Therefore, I'm not melting, as I tell you every summer.
But
You should move.
real
I would
feel
move.
is now 120.
Do you think that's normal?
Not here, no.
Anywhere other than hell? No, it is not. Welcome, Seb Midnight. It's good to see you after 100 years. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that's a new one. Yes, I'm very excited for this show. With Mr. Carlos being here with us, you guys are gonna love him. He is a pretty awesome dude, guys. You think Miss Kim is great? Wait till you meet Carlos. They're an amazing, amazing pair. I'd be grateful to have them both here with us, and of course, Ms. Logan and the last 24, Mikey's going to be here with us as well. And I believe the following week, I think, don't quote me yet. I'm going to tease it a little bit. We may be being joined by Miss Jules with Jules True Crime Reactions the following Saturday. So we got a couple good weeks coming up. So what are you doing? You driving, dear?
No, I'm roller skating along the highway.
I was gonna. Damn. You're moving too. You're a pretty good skater. I'm impressed. Smart ass.
Just checking.
Oh, did you? Good. I'm glad. Thank you so much, Mandy Joe. I don't know how these gem things work, but I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, Miss Mandy. God bless. Honey. All right. I promise you guys I'll get some better music to go with that soon. I just got to figure out how to do it. That's all. Yeah, Texas is insane. 120 degrees, guys. Come on. When you can cook dinner on your front sidewalk, we got a problem. That's not normal. Sluther. Welcome, Sluthy. Good to see you, Miss Sluther. Thank you for joining us today. Let me see. Yeah. What do we have here? Oh, and bang. There's your partner, Tomboy, Miss Sophie.
Look, I
Welcome.
only have like 40 minutes, but I saw Tomboy up here and I was like, yeah, I have to.
These two have great conversations. They're both from the same area, so they know a lot of the same things. So once they start talking, I just kind of fade off into the back, fade away, and let them do the
That's
thing.
not true. That's not true. We both also really enjoy talking to you.
Becomes the Idaho alumni show, is what happens. Yes. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind it. It's interesting to listen to.
I'm just
All
glad
right,
you and
guys.
everybody is healthy ish.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad. He was so scared.
I bet. Oh my God. I can't even. That sounds
Hey,
terrifying, to be
I mean,
honest.
again, he's 70 years old and he's never, I'm pretty sure he said he's never been in an accident in his life. And that was the first one.
Wow. Oh,
And it
God.
literally, like, I guess the water was coming so fast and so hard, it literally picked his car up and threw it at the mountain, basically. And it
Well,
was, of
yeah.
course, rock,
Wow. Sure.
folded his car up. And it's a shame because he had a Honda Accord. I think it was like early 2000s. It was in mint condition, had 80,000
Oh,
miles on it. It was a beautiful car.
dang. Yeah, I bet.
And
I bet.
it totaled it, wrapped it up like an accordion.
Oh my gosh. He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
The trooper told him that if he would not have had his seatbelt on, he probably would have been thrown out of
Mm,
the window because of the way it whipped him around. And because he's older, we were worried about his heart, honestly.
sure.
But he's good. He's good.
Oof. Yeah, that's a lot. That's it's like we have flash flooding warnings here sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
And that's kind of like that's what that was, right? So it's I've been in the mountains mushroom hunting in the mid
Yeah.
like 6,000 feet above sea level, and I'll get like a alert on my phone, and I'm like 2 miles from my car. I'm like, cool, great. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's the trooper said they thought a dam may have broken down further down the river because of how fast the water came in, but it had rained for nonstop, like all day for 3 days. And they
Wow.
already had high waters from the rain from 2 weeks ago, he said. But
And
it's never overflowed like that. So they were shocked.
wow. Yeah, that's terrifying. I'm very lucky. You're
Yeah,
lucky. Like Tomboy's gonna ride her roller skates right off the road over here too.
I've seen that. She's doing a good job skating though.
Yeah, like
Good guy here. Whoop. Hold on.
I missed chat last night also. You left and then I left too, and I looked. I bet it was really interesting.
Oh shit! Somebody else hit
Is
the
it-
door. Sorry about that again. Welcome, Moto.
I knew it was good. I knew it was gonna be you, bro.
How did you know it was going to be me?
Because we were talking earlier. I figured you'd be around.
Oh, okay. Well, here I
Well,
am.
I will probably tomorrow. I'll probably do another members chat in Discord to make up for last night. So,
Thank you, sir.
of course. Again,
We
my
were
apologies.
just all we did in voice chat was go over that pain thing that Connor put out.
Well,
And,
we're gonna review. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool. Good stuff.
we had a lot of questions.
I left chat because my boyfriend called and he had called while we were on the doing the show earlier, and I was like, I can't talk now on YouTube. And so
Gotcha.
so when they called when we were in voice, I was like, all right, I don't actually really have as good an excuse. so I talked to him, and then after like 40 minutes, I bet the last hour of our conversation was totally about Idaho 4.
Gotcha. Well, I like doing the Discord talks with you guys like that. I think it's really cool. I like doing the live dive stuff and diving in and looking for info and discussing and breaking things down more than we can do it here. So I enjoy hanging out with you guys in there. I really do. Welcome, Jenny Sorrentino.
It's nice because I know a lot of the folks in chat there don't necessarily want to get up on panel with us or whatever, which is cool. But like it's kind of fun because when you get into Discord, you're actually having conversations with people that like actual conversations with people, not just chatting. So you can have like a full sentence with no misspellings. How's it going, Meadow?
Everything good for you, bro? Oh shit! Hold on, I muted him because of his noisy phone thing. Hold on, he's trying to call me. Or did I just remute you? Go ahead, buddy. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's
okay.
It's been a thing.
I can tell. I can tell by your voice.
Yeah.
And your face. It's all good. I get it.
We got you. We got you, Moto.
Yes.
Your buddy, your friends have your back, man.
Yeah, what's going on, Tombo?
So basically, you're saying it's the same shit, different day.
In the nicest way possible, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to say that any nicer.
There is a ray of sunshine shining through, but I mean,
it's good. There's positivity right there. Sometimes it's hard to find those, It's nice.
Yeah, it's the shit that really blows, and it's just all the things I never expected to hit me that are hitting me.
Understandable.
So
the way it always works, bro. I get it.
Yeah.
Mikey's giving you the fist pump, bub.
Yeah.
Jenny is driving me nuts. Sorrentino wasn't one of the Jersey Shore peeps. Wasn't their last name Sorrentino?
Oh man, I would have no idea. Like Quentin.
No. Sorrentino. If I'm saying it right.
Oh, okay.
Just Dago, you might be saying it wrong.
I probably am. Which is shameful because it's Italian, and that's gonna make me. Oh boy. My grandparents are probably rolling in their grave right now.
I think he was joking.
Didn't she say to pronounce it Shortino?
Oh, that I missed it. I don't know. Kristen in the house. Good to see you, Miss Kristen. Went to the doctor today. My left kidney is up there. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I hope things work out. Hold on. I hope things work out for you, buddy. Prayers and thoughts for you. It was close but different. Same but different. Same but different.
Do you have that on your soundboard?
No, I need it though. I could find it. I will find it. Same but different.
Yeah, our
alright,
I
air
guys.
understand
quality.
that you.
Our,
I
I was
understand that
good.
you had a pretty shitty day, though, eh, Dago?
Oh, yeah.
Last night and then earlier, yeah, it was shitty, but it's all good. It's all good. Thank you though.
Yeah, anytime. I just came up to say, I wish you the best, and I hope
Thank you.
everybody affected is okay. I'm not going to stick up here long. I don't have the heart for it tonight.
No, I get it. Fully understand, and I appreciate your thoughts and feelings. Absolutely, brother. Same
All
for
right.
you as well.
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys have a good night.
You too,
You
bro.
too, Moto. Much love, Ben.
Absolutely. It's pronounced Shortino. Ah, that makes sense. Jenny Shortino. Okay. But I still think that one of the people in the Jersey Shore House were Sorrentino. Is it Mike? Maybe Mike. The situation Sorrentino. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I don't know how you could remember any. I don't even call any of their names. Maybe Shorty? No, that's the girl's name. It was something funnier than that.
Oh, you're talking about the crazy one.
Yeah.
It was Mike Sorrentino. See, I knew I was right.
Yeah.
What the hell's her name? The little tiny partier. She was insane.
What?
I know one of you guys are gonna throw it at us.
Come on, Tom.
She was a, she was a meatball.
I didn't watch it.
Somebody in here did. We'll get it in a minute. No worries.
Yeah, what are you? Y'all know.
She's got a weird
Snooki.
name. Snooky. That's it. Thank you.
Snooki.
Thank you, Jenny. Yes.
Boom. That's
Snooki.
because I literally
Sean's
didn't watch
over
it
here
either.
telling me what her name is.
I didn't watch it either, but I know all the character people's names.
This is how the jewels work, critters. What do jewels do in YouTube? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh no, Kim said something earlier. Kim said that is she here? I can't see
They
chat.
replaced the super chats, didn't they?
It's something like each jewel is worth a penny. Does that sound right?
Oh, really?
I think maybe. I could be
wow.
totally wrong. I may be
Okay.
wrong. I don't know. It was she explained it earlier. She had looked it up. I was I was half listening, in the morning.
Thank you, Kat. She said she's going to send it to me via Discord.
Cool.
Bubbles in the house. Good to see you, Bubbles.
Buble.
Buble. SR Buble. 100 jewels is 100 pennies. So
Oh,
$1.
pennies.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pennies.
Gotcha. I gotcha. That's cool. Either way, it's still cool.
I thought it was neat.
Very-
I don't know how you get them though. Like, how do you get them? How did I get some? I haven't.
I don't know.
You-
I don't know how any of that works. It's new for me.
You can purchase them where your dollar sign is,
Oh, I doubt I did
Oh.
that.
or where
Okay.
the it's like where the present is down.
Mm. I saw that you could gift them, but I didn't see where you could buy them. So it's clearly in the same tab thingy.
So 200 jewels is worth 200 pennies. Yes.
Ooh,
That's cool.
$2. $2.
That's cool, right? That's
That's
pretty good,
$2.
actually.
I want my $2.
Mr. Miyagi say same but different.
Same but different. Same but different.
Soundboard.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
I guess I'll have to find that Mr. Miyagi tone.
No, I said Mr. Miyagi.
Miyagi, yes.
Oh.
Of course.
Is-
All right. Oh, there they are. Thank you so much for the floating heart. It does show some cool things over in the YouTube's chat side, and it'll like put out some kind of a graphic. It's really cool.
Neat.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Very much appreciated. Astastic welcome. And because of that, you get Max doing his thing.
Wait, I
I
thought
thought
his
we
name
were
was.
gonna name him Chet.
I thought it's
Well,
yeah.
a bunch of other people said Max afterward. Oh, okay. We'll do a poll and we'll decide on it that way.
Gold. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
And
Either that or you can name him Steve, like from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
or
Oh, Steve!
I was gonna name him something Italian, but that car looks like it almost just cuts you off. These people drive like they're insane down there. God. Um, thank you, Mandy, again. Very much appreciated.
We
Yeah,
finally
SR.
got the smoke, whatever. Our air quality is like 160
Yeah,
something.
we're good now too. Finally, thank God. Thank you
No,
so
no,
much.
no. We have it now. That's what I mean. We didn't have it when you
Oh,
guys were like it, and I was like, oh, cool. It's not really that bad. And now it's really bad. Like it's yellow. It's the outside. It's bad. I can't
that's
see
how
the
it was.
foothills.
Yeah, that's how it was here. It was really bad. It's crazy that you guys have it all the way over there. But
Hmm
you're close to Canada too, though. We're a different version of it. But thank you, SR Bubbles, Boobalay. See what the no name guys. Very, very much appreciated. All of you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kat and Miss Rose doing it too. She's getting jewels all
Cool.
over the place. Let me try something different here. Do I still have this one?
What do you mean? What am I hitting 120 miles an hour?
Thank you,
I'm not
bro.
even
God
doing
bless,
speed
man.
limit.
Thank you, Astastic, as well. Very much appreciated. Well, you guys are super killing it tonight. Very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. And thank you, Mandy Joe. Number one towards our goal for tonight. Hold on. And again. Awesome. You guys rock and roll. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So, the first self help. Congrats and happy Dagoversary. We love you as well. Thank you for being part of this family and community. We appreciate you
I'm
very
gonna be
much.
honest. I'm gonna have to lean into the Max now that I've watched him a couple times. I see it.
Max. Oh,
That's
yeah.
it's it's Italianish.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. Oh my goodness. You guys are killing me with this. Look at this. Thank you, Kat. Again. And
Oh
Mandy
boy.
Joe again. Thank you. All right. Now I do have to do the poll. I have two names that we've picked, Max and Chet. Hold on.
So while you're typing that, Dago, I have a joke.
Oh boy. Okay.
How do you keep a man in suspense?
I don't know.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
I
You're silly.
whatever.
She's silly.
Whatever. You got the finger for that one. Andy's still working.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, blue-eyed butterfly. Good to see you today. What should we name the meatball? Max, Chet, or something else? Vote
Oh,
away, everybody.
why you gotta make it so complicated with the something else here?
Now, some people may not like either one of those.
I love it. I love it though. I love it. You're like
Ask Josh. It
suggested.
says, you know, when a man says whatever, it really means you're right. She's right, especially after you've been married as long as me. It kind of reminded me of that too, Mandy. Like one of the California raisins.
I can see that.
Myrtle. I don't know about that one. Myrtle, the meatball. He looks like a guy though. I'd have to change them all up. Maybe I'll make 2 of them then. They can dance together. Oh, nama nama na na na. New Mexico 4-4.
We are not naming the meatball Jeff.
Oh my God.
No.
That would be bad.
That's not right. Yeah.
My name is Jeff.
That's okay. But not the meatball.
Wait.
Nope. Can't happen. That name's said enough in here. I promise you. All right. Let's see here. Micro said, no way. Marty Meatball. That's funny. I like Marty. That's cool. Oregano, the meatball. That's cool. Big ass. I like that. Oregano.
It's cute.
Dinky. That's cute.
Or
Pineapple
Dinky.
head.
Dinky might not think that's cute.
That's true. Thank you so much. Blue-eyed Marty the meatball. Number 2 towards our goal for tonight. You're awesome. We're going to start the show soon. If you guys quit sending me things, you guys are so awesome.
Holy shit.
Thank you so much for being so amazingly generous. You guys rock. I love it. I love this community, period. I need better music to go with it. I can't handle that. I will make better music. I just have to have somebody show me how to line it up with it. I might even write him his own song. Manny, I kind of like Manny too.
Mm-hmm. Mansell.
Manny, the true crime meatball in the house. Marina. I'd have to make another one then, Kat. It'd have to be a girl. Mozzarella, that's cute. Mr. Meatball. Basil. You guys are really creative. I love it. Mandy dropping these gems again. We're never going to get started. Thank you, Miss Mandy. Self-help. Blue-eyed, thank you for that. Number 4 towards the goal, along with self-help. You guys are killing me today. Holy shnikes. Okay. Plug your ears. Okay. Murder meatball. That's wild.
I kind of like that
Homeboy
idea.
said wants to call him Steve. His name is Steve. That'd be okay. Steve, it is. That's a new one. Steve. Thank you so much for being so generous today, you guys. Ro, thank
Have
you for
you
the Sunday.
have you never watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
I have grandkids, of course I have.
That's the name in there, Steve.
I know. I get it. Harley Davidson, the meatball. Huh. That's cool, Deborah. Happy poop. I don't know. The disco his name should be Sal. Right. I should have put like a button down on him with a little bit of meatball chest hair sticking out. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would have been funny.
I may have to rework. I might have to rework him.
Yeah,
Put
why
the ball-
shouldn't your meatball have chest hair?
Exactly. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna get started. It's me, lady. Good to see you. Morty. I like that one too. Mario. Of course, that one is quite fitting, but you know.
Thank you so much for to playing my game.
So first thing we're gonna jump into is we're going to review this video. I think is interesting. Um, is Brian Koberger guilty or not guilty? I want to review this with you guys. Good Lord, Cat. You guys are killing me with these. Thank you so much again. Okay, so you guys are gonna make me create multiple meatballs doing different dances because of all how generous you guys are in giving all the time. So that's what I'll be doing.
In your spare time, you're just gonna make meatballs.
I'm gonna make meatballs. Yes, we'll have many meatballs doing different dances. I'm gonna make a breakdancing one too. I think. Sal. I kind of like Sal too. Better,
Giuseppe.
better call Sal.
Just
Yes, thank you guys so much for being so gifting today. It's amazing. God bless you guys. Really, very much appreciate it. Let's see. Rolo. Yes, that's already taken. I definitely wouldn't want to use that one.
people's you can't use people's names.
Oh my God. Again, you guys. Yeah, now I'm starting to think you guys won't. Good Lord, Mandy Gillian, thank you too. Wow. And Astastic and Row. Okay. I can't play it again. You guys are gonna hate it before you love it.
It's true.
Dancing. Thank you, Mystica. God bless. And Mandy again, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna make more different versions of it, so we have a couple different ones. Of course, Luigi fit. Oh no, I'm not gonna name it after myself. Senior. We already have a senior out there though. I wouldn't want to do that, but that's a good one. The meatball's cracking me up more every. I'm gonna make different versions of it. Thank you, Mandy. Rough, rough. Okay. And Blue Eyed, thank you so much for that. Hammy the meatball. That's interesting. And Rose sent another Sunday. Thank you. We're at number 5 towards our goal. Very awesome. You guys rock and roll. Oh my Lord. Have mercy. Sandra, thank you so much for that. Dog Mong, thank you as well. Good Lord, you guys are unbelievable today. Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. You guys are nuts. That's crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Plug your ears. Holy hell, you guys are crazy with it today. That deserves at least.
Holy shit.
At least one of those.
At least one, because yeah, they're coming. Mandy again, thank you, Mandy. And Mandy Joe, Mandy Gillian. Wow. It's a gem party, that's right. Hell. You guys are nuts today. I love it. Thank you so much, all of you. You have no idea how much that means to me. It's amazing. I truly do. Honest to God, love this community. Did you drop more? You did. You're doing it on purpose. Okay. The job in meatball. All right, so I don't know if anybody's seen this Moscow meatball. I don't know that. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thumbs up. Thank you, Cat. I'm not playing the meatball. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. He's gonna pass out from dancing too much. Jibing meatball. There you go. All right. I want to get this started. Can't be here too long tonight, unfortunately. Yeah, I love spending time with you guys so much. Just because this is how you guys are. It's amazing. We do a movie night for the new I want to. I do. I definitely want to in the Discord. I would like to do a watch party if I can get it in there.
When does it start? When does it come out?
Well, one's coming tomorrow from AMC, and then the other one's the 29th. Welcome, Happy. Good to see you. Murphy Meatball. That's kind of cute. But yeah, I want to try to do a watch party in the Discord with it. Jeeves for sure. Thank you so much, Astastic, again. You guys are beyond amazing. Yeah, and then we're gonna actually watch a movie too. Debs, welcome. Good to see you. Molly, I don't know. That's a good idea. Ham and cheese, Sammy. Welcome to the source. Appreciate you joining. Welcome to the family. Bill T, the meatball. He is a meatball for sure. Okay, let me move this so you guys see the full thing. Again, this was put out by Idaho 4 Revealed. They put out these wild videos. So if you don't understand it, I'll try to explain best I can. It's an interesting video. Again, is Brian guilty or not guilty? Let's check it out.
Welcome. There are many out there who post slogans such as Free Brian or Free Koberger, and I always think, what if he's guilty? Do people stop and think that he, like many in this story, may be guilty of murder? So, to be fair to the process that will begin with this first module of Unlawful, and think about answering the following question. Is Brian Christopher Koberger guilty? Or is he not guilty? This is the sign above the proverbial door. This is the first step we must take together in helping somebody who may be either guilty of crimes accused of committing, or else not guilty and therefore shouldn't be living in prison for crimes that he has nothing to do with. There is power in numbers. So, when you have a minute, let me know what you think about the initial question and include the reasoning behind your answer. You don't have to make it complicated. Is he guilty or not guilty? And then briefly state your reasoning or rationale. Let's get on with Module 1 of Unlawful. I thank you.
So today, you are all, I think, listening in, either in person or with the live stream. We have reached the conclusion of the judicial process. And we believe we've achieved accountability and finality and certainty for everyone who has suffered from this, so we can try to move on.
So according to prosecutor Bill Thompson, he believes that they have achieved finality and certainty. Please lend your attention. Factual guilt lies in whether the accused actually committed the act, while legal guilt lies in whether the prosecution has proven every element of each charge or charges beyond a reasonable doubt. It's easy to gloss over these terms and take the spirit of them for granted. The question that I have for you is a question of proof versus causation. Proof versus causation. Question: what proof exists that shows us that any action or actions of Brian Koberger caused the death of Xana Kernodle? What proof exists that shows us that any physical or mechanical action or actions of Brian Koberger caused the death of Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, or Kaylee Gonsalves? In murder trials, the prosecution must prove both factual causation and legal causation to secure a conviction. The absence of factual causation immediately defeats the murder charge because it means the defendant's actions did not cause the death, resulting in acquittal for that specific crime. Factual causation establishes a physical or mechanical link between the defendant's action and the victim's death. There is zero evidence proving any possibility that Brian Koberger caused the deaths of those killed on King Road, especially while two or more associates of theirs were present in the home and awake during the times they were murdered.
And also, how do you as investigators and attorneys grapple with that? Because if you can't rationalize something irrational, then how do you continue knowing that maybe you won't get an answer?
Well, I'll tell you from an investigator standpoint, we already know and realize we often don't get to know that. We want it. We all do. We naturally want that. But the reality is it's not something that we have to have or that we get. And the reality also is that oftentimes those very things that you're asking about, they're only known to one person. It's the person that commits those crimes. And I think that's probably what we have here.
And I would add that going through this whole investigation, I'd probably say it's easier than it was for Bill's offices. We were focused on a task. We had a task to do, and it was discovering evidence and interviewing folks and that sort of thing. So the motive necessarily doesn't play a part in that, right? Obviously it can, but we were just focused on getting the job done in the correct way as best we could. So,
and from the prosecutor's point of view, yeah, certainly lack of a clear motive is something that we think about and consider as we're preparing for trial, because we're going to have a jury of 12, ordinary, honest citizens there who are wanting to figure this thing out. But we also, and I've also found that juries tend to follow the law. And even jurors who come in with strong feelings, they tend to follow the law that the judge gives. And there is no element of motive in Idaho law for murder. And so we set that aside as something that we were going to dwell on, whether there was clear proof of a specific motive, because we knew it wasn't legally required. And practically speaking, we knew it wasn't something that we possessed that we could give to the jury without speculating. And I'm sure as heck not going to stand in front of a bunch of 12 jurors and start speculating. We're going to give them the evidence. And the evidence in this case.
Hold the hell on. Welcome, baby Ames, first off. But you're not going to stand in front of a jury of 12 people and start speculating. What do you?
No, he'd rather do that in front of the media.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
how do you think you've been doing, bro?
He's like, I don't want to wait till there's only 12 people here.
Damn, you know what, Bill?
Holy shit.
That took some gall. I'm sorry, but what the hell, dude?
Again, they keep gaslighting us, and it's like the more obvious it is, I feel very,
It is
I feel
so
emotionally abused.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. What a
What you heard at the time of his guilty plea back on the 2nd, that evidence was compelling and it showed his guilt without having to worry about motive.
no, it don't. That's the problem. No, it don't. Play it off, Bill, like you did something, okay? You didn't do anything. Brian Koberger did you a favor, bro. Big time did you a favor. Believe that.
Definitely.
In a human sense. But thank you for the question.
Determining criminal guilt requires the person to separate factual guilt, whether the accused committed the actual act, from legal guilt, whether the prosecution has proven every element of the charge beyond a reasonable doubt. We have the burden of proof versus the presumption of innocence beyond a reasonable doubt. As we have seen in the case of Idaho versus Koberger, he was without the presumption of innocence from day one, and they had their arrest with only 10 days to go before the start of spring semester at the University of Idaho, Moscow campus. In any case, under the legal framework of the United States judicial system, the prosecution carries the burden of proof, which requires a standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. This is what is required at trial. The prosecutor must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt with each and every item of discovery.
Over here.
Did you monitor Mr. Koberger's communications while he was incarcerated? And did he say anything that was helpful or gave you any insight as to why he did this?
Yeah, we did monitor it, both while he was housed in Latah County and then once he was moved down to Ada County. We have hundreds, thousands of hours of monitoring that was done, but there was nothing of evidentiary value that was gained from any of it.
Detective Gilbertson's honesty is much appreciated. Evidence must be so strong that no logical explanation other than guilt can be drawn. Let's take a look at each pillar of the state's case against Koberger. Which one of these is and was strongest proving Koberger guilty of the 4 murders? Which was the weakest, in your opinion?
Welcome, Randy Burr, my brother from another mother. Good to see ya. Peggy Sue, welcome to you. I love you, Peggy Sue. Every time I see her name in here, that's what I want to start singing. Sorry.
Is it possible that there was a second order weapon used, not just the knife?
Is it possible? All the evidence shows and tells us that he used a knife, a K-bar knife, and that's a weapon we believe was used to commit all the murders.
The defendant entered the residence of 1122 through the kitchen sliding door on the back side of the residence, which is the side of the residence that would face the area above where the defendant's car was parked. Defendant entered the residence, went to the 3rd floor, and with a knife, killed Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez. The defendant, as he left that room, for whatever reason, ended up leaving, or the sheath for a K-bar knife was left on the bed next to Madison Mogan's body. And I can jump ahead. That sheath was tested by the Idaho State Police Forensic Lab, and single source male DNA was found on the snap of that sheath, as well as blood from both Kaylee and Madison and other trace evidence. But
here. As well as DNA from another male source that you refused to test. Tell the whole story, Bill.
Sounded like the Gonzalez family said that there was a second weapon that was used on Kaylee Gonzalez. Can you confirm that?
Out of respect for the families, that's something that you'll have to get from them. If they wish to share that with you, it'd probably be through them, not through us.
I'm curious as to where you think or believe the murder weapon is, where you think or believe clothes Koberger was wearing that night are, and how do you think he avoided forensics?
Well, I can just tell you, and forgive us if we go back and forth, it's just kind of how we roll. But there is no evidence that we found that would lead us to any specific, even general location as to where the murder weapon or the clothes have been. And we searched. I mean, the FBI, again, to their credit, we had folks doing soil samples and so all sorts of things to try to come up with somewhere to start searching for these things, and we just never found it. As far as the forensics piece, I'll let Darren speak to
Yeah,
that.
and on the weapon, it wasn't a lack of trying. Everywhere that we had evidence of where he went, based upon phone records, based upon the evidence that we had gathered, we searched that. We went there. We did searches on the ground, in the water. We did searches. We sent soil samples to try to figure out maybe where a shovel had been used. So we searched everywhere that we possibly.
That should tell you something, Darren, because he didn't have it. And yeah, Happy's right. Back in the day, we talked about how DNA deteriorates under brass or on brass when at a period of time, after a period of time passes. So interesting how they moved it from the snap to the strap after that was all broken down. I think that's funny.
Yeah, because we like seriously broke it down. I broke it down too. It was like
Mhm.
it wouldn't have lasted long enough on the brass snap to get to testing.
Yeah, right. And exactly, SRB. That's what I'm saying. Good call, Happy. Good thing to bring that up too, because that was a point that we did a whole show on that. And then now they turn and move it. Like I'm just so tired of them changing their story. Stop doing it. Tell the fucking truth, for Christ's sake. Okay? Be done with it. And we will all shut up and go away. That's all you got to do. Tell the truth.
You won't have to make a potato named a gaslight.
Not right. Exactly. Unbelievable.
Dago, I have to step down for the evening.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I appreciate you so much, and I'm glad everybody's happy, safe, healthy.
And thank you for the thoughts and feelings and the caring. I appreciate that more than anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you,
Means a
chat.
lot.
I'll
We'll
see you guys
soon.
tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us, Sophie.
Thank you.
Came up with nothing and he's still in prison. I know, Sluther. It just doesn't make any sense. None of it, you guys. None of it. They still say snap. At least I did. Right, because they just some of these people aren't even up to date on this, and it's a bunch of bullshit.
Possibly could, but the reality is we're looking for a singular small, it's not that small, but K-bar knife, and that's it. So it's endless of where it could have been, and we just were not able to find it.
What
So
about the clothes and his ability to go to avoid forensics at the scene, in a murder scene where we now know Gabriel Gonzalez was stabbed 34 times and another victim was stabbed more than.
right. So the reality is that somebody can carry this out and still not get covered in blood. That's the reality of it. And this does happen. And there's plenty of studies of that. And we've had some of the world's experts that we've asked those same questions because we've struggled with that. Why do we not find more here and there? And the reality was, if somebody has the training, if somebody has thought about it, if somebody wears the right type of clothing, that could be the outcome. And that's what we were left with. Here.
It was never about Brian's innocence, but rather he needed to be found not guilty by a jury of his peers. Think of Brian Koberger, the human being, the person. Where in Idaho would you be able to find a jury of his peers to give him a fair trial?
Nowhere.
Look at this, Cleveland. Front of the bus, back of the bus, middle of the bus. You guys are doing great.
I can't believe this. 2 weeks in prison on trumped-up charges. That trial was a total sham.
Yeah, I knew we were in trouble the minute I saw the jury. Well, at least they're a jury of our peers.
I don't think they see it that way, Peter.
Courts strictly determine legal guilt, not absolute innocence. A not guilty verdict simply means that the prosecution failed to meet the required burden, and not necessarily that the defendant did not commit the act or acts that they were charged with. The influence of human factors and bias, and their effect on evidentiary reliability. First, what is evidentiary?
Exactly, Crafton, Miss Ika. I agree with that too.
Reliability. Evidentiary reliability refers to the trustworthiness and accuracy of evidence. It determines whether facts, documents, or testimonies are sound enough to be admitted in court. To ensure a fair trial, judges evaluate whether evidence is logically relevant, scientifically sound, and free from significant bias or tampering. Is there any piece of evidence in the case against Kohberger that you believe to be unreliable? What might that be? Feel free to share. We know what biases are.
All of it. All of it. I believe it's all unreliable, in my opinion.
Which may or may hinder the reliability of evidence. But what are some of the human factors, so to speak, that may also have an effect on the reliability of evidence presented by either state or defense in Idaho versus Kohberger? According to the Institute for Creation Research, the focus of the federal rules of evidence is evidentiary reliability. Why? Because just laws need reliable evidence, whether that evidence is forensic evidence, empirical evidence, or a combination of both. The fundamental issue is, or at least should be, recognizing truth. Human factors significantly degrade evidentiary reliability by distorting how individuals observe, recall, and interpret events, or how they generate and record data. These limitations, ranging from cognitive biases to physiological stress, introduce error into eyewitness testimony, forensic analysis, and standard record keeping. Can you think of any evidentiary item from either the state or Kohberger's defense that may have fallen into any of the above said categories? Propaganda replaces evidence when emotional appeal and strategic repetition override rational facts. By using assertion and selective information, it exploits cognitive biases to make false narratives feel true, insulating beliefs against counter-evidence. Propaganda began to replace the need for evidence from day one, when Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson said this to the public.
Once he gets here, he'll have an initial appearance with our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for further hearings. Your primary source of factual information is going to be the court record, because that's what the Supreme Court says we need to refer you to. So please pay attention to what's going on in court and have people there to watch and hear what's being said. As an attorney, myself and my office, we are limited on what we are allowed by the courts to say outside of the courtroom. So please just work with us. Finally, as the chief indicated, this is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. Y'all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward, call the tip line, report anything you know about him to help the investigators and eventually our office and the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why.
Yeah, so there goes our safest city back there.
Telling her, yeah, just when campus was getting some momentum, and I mean, enrollment was up and people were excited. And,
the students at the University of Idaho. I'm wondering where your caucus stands on that commitment and if more money potentially could be coming if a solution in this investigation doesn't come soon.
Oh, I absolutely support investing the resources needed to get to the bottom and finding the killer, or I hope not killers. I'm assuming single killer, but we really don't know. I mean, just, life and safety is so fundamental to our state. In this case, I think actually it's going to be a snowballing disaster if they don't get to the bottom of it. I'm really concerned that we're going to see dropping enrollment at U of I. My daughter's best friend is there. I know folks who are there who do not want to go back. They don't want to go back for, I think they're going to see collapsing enrollment. They're going to see people transferring out. Nobody wants to send their kid to a community where they could face this kind of horror. It is every parent's worst nightmare. It's every student's worst nightmare. They have got to find the perpetrator. And I think $1 million is a bargain if it gets us to the bottom of this. And I would support investing more than that if that's what it takes. Because again, I fear the likelihood of the University of Idaho and the safety of everybody in that community is on the line. We have got to get to the bottom of that case.
With that, we will leave it there. Minority Leader, I appreciate you being here with us, and I hope you'll check in with us a couple more times throughout the session. I know it's not begun just yet, but busy time for you coming up here soon, and we appreciate you joining us from Washington, D.C. this morning.
Thank you so much. You call me anytime.
Will do.
Always great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Is the link still pinned, Jess? Can you see it, Jesse? Thank you, Bubbles. Yeah, I'm here all about myself. The link should still be pinned. You're more than welcome. You don't even have to ask, Jess. That's why it's out there. You guys are always welcome. You know that. Come on down. If it's not there, let me know in the chat, and I'll reline.
Now, that is motive for a cover-up if we're ever going to see one. When propaganda becomes increasingly hyper-aggressive, it is often a sign of desperation attempting to mask a larger scandal. This pattern of manipulation relies on coordinated messaging, sensationalism, and manufactured controversies to distract the public. Dominating public attention steers the narrative away from core issues at play. The goal of this manipulation is usually to hide incompetence, corruption, or scandalous events using emotional manipulation. What took place at 2:35 that morning? Keep that time in mind. 2:35 a.m.
It was stated earlier that the target is unknown. However, it's been speculated that the convicted may have encountered Maddie while she was serving at the Maddie restaurant due to the vegan menu options. When his digital data was analyzed, were there any location pins or any information there that
Okay. Welcome, Joel. Jesse.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me.
I see
Very
the
much
ladies
appreciate you.
The ladies left you alone up here.
Yeah, Tomboy had to get home. She had to go home because she was in her car, and then she was going to come back, get on her computer and stuff. So it's all good. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was today years old when I learned that one of the biggest fans of the TruCrime Cafe with Dago is Pavarotti himself.
Did he say that today?
He addressed my response to his theory on Ray. He didn't mention me by name. He said that there was a conversation on this show, but I think I was the one bringing that conversation. About how I disagreed with his theory, but I don't think we're in much of disagreement anymore. He elaborated on his theory, and it sounds like we're not far off.
Right. Yeah, I know. He says he watches me all the time, and I really appreciate it. I watch him the same, so it's good to know.
Well, the first time he mentioned me on his show, it wasn't that glamorous because he was making fun of me and siding with Eddie and making fun of me for not having read the documents. But, I don't have... It's hard to hurt my feelings, so it doesn't bother me.
I get it.
But I guess he evolved he clarified his position, and it makes more sense to me because the way I understood it in the beginning was that he was saying he wanted to show his law enforcement buddies that he's still a guilter, kind of. That's the way I interpreted it. I don't know if that's how you interpreted it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, his law enforcement buddies aren't watching the TruCrime Cafe with Dago probably, and or the Custody Queens or whatever, right? They're probably watching Brian Enton and Nancy Disgrace.
Right. Fully agree.
So that didn't make sense to me. But when he elaborated on it, he said, and this makes a lot of sense and it makes a lot of sense, especially if Cy Ray has word that something's going to happen in this case. Because if something happens
Thank you, Gail.
and this gets overturned, it would be really bad for him to have this community citing Cy Ray as a hero, the guy who got Brian Koberger off. I don't think he wants that on his label. So
no.
So Pavarotti says he wants us to hate. I shouldn't put words in his mouth, but the way I interpret what he says is that he wants us to hate him. He's trying to get us to turn on him. But in the result has been, yeah, some of us are turning on him and some of us are sticking with him and turning on everybody else. And I'm still not convinced that my hypothesis isn't bang on, but at least I feel a little bit better that my hypothesis and Pav's hypothesis aren't that far apart anymore.
Right. Yeah, I have a tendency to agree with him. But I don't go full bore with anything. I keep my mind wide open to every angle and every aspect, and I look at it all, and I don't make a full-blown decision on things. So
no, I don't think you can take anybody in this case and say, I'm ride or die with this opinion, because it's too complicated. Right. It's too complicated. There's so many unknowns. How could anybody get it right 100%? I don't,
That's my biggest problem with it. 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah,
I'm a big Pav fan. I like his theories. I don't necessarily think he's wrong about anything. I mean, he's obviously a very skilled investigator. I don't know if he does this on purpose, but I think he might hesitate to be more conspiratorial about, government cover-ups and this and that. I mean, and it's difficult if it's your channel, you come out here and you start saying things that you can't back up. It's hard to take that position. It's easier for me because I'm just a guest, right? So, but yeah, I think his theory, that's the thing his theory lacks, is the little bit beyond, and that delves more into like government conspiracy. You're muted, Dago. Maybe you were trying to mute me instead.
Hold on one second.
Anyways, it's nice to know that Pav's watching, and anybody out there actually gives a damn about what we say on this show, or what I say on this show. Hey, Eddie, why don't you come join us? In other news in the Idaho 4 case, trying to rack my brain. Of course, Lana's got lots of news about communications between Dago and Curtis Whitman, Harsh Reality, doing some great stuff. Yeah. But I always come back to the TruCrime Cafe because this is the place where I feel the most at home. And since Dago seems to be busy and I'm doing all the talking, I will address something, because a lot of people in the chat and a lot of people in the comments section have asked me why I don't have a true crime channel. And I've said this before, but obviously not everybody has heard it, but I have no intentions of having a true crime channel. I've told everybody that from the beginning years ago. I've been around long enough that I've seen people come in here and get really friendly with Dago and, get really friendly with the community, and then go off and make their own channel and try and take half of the audience away. I've seen people do that in many different varieties of ways, some that I don't appreciate at all. And Dago doesn't complain about it. And maybe, I don't know, I've never asked him how he feels about it, but it's not something that I would do. That's not the kind of behavior you guys can expect from me. And like I say, this is a hobby for me. I have a job that pays me quite well. In fact, my true crime habit is a bad habit. It's probably, it's not something I should be doing on a day-to-day basis.
but you do it well.
Anyways, nobody's in any danger of me firing up a channel. Don't need to worry about that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. No, I appreciate you being here and your opinions and others' opinions. The only thing that ever bothers me, which you've never been a problem with that with you ever, but um, I know people are passionate about this, and I know that people are like really want answers because I do. I'm that person too. I just don't like that people go at each other over this. It's not, and I mean like really go at each other. Having a disagreement's different. That's no big deal. But there's people that will go for each other's throats, cuss each other out, threaten people's lives. It's insane that I've seen people do this, and it's like, for what? What are you gaining from that?
Yeah, and certain people are quite aggressive, and
Right.
they you can see that they start to get very angry when you're having a discussion, and we've gone through that the other day, and we went through that like a month ago, and I'm
Yeah.
not like that. Eddie and I disagree. I mean, lots of people disagree with. I disagree
Right.
with a lot of people. I'm happy to do that because none of us actually know. We're all just guessing. There's good guesses and bad guesses, and I'm not
Yes.
angry with people who have bad guesses.
Fully agree.
The only person that gets my blood boiling to the point where I would actually, use foul language and maybe get yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. I mean, because he tries to talk over me, he belittles me, tries to suggest that I'm a wackadoodle, and
Does the
I,
same with
I,
all of us. That's why
I've had
he gets to us.
I've had 2 or 3 debates with him on this channel and over at Outcast as well. And I think I've dominated those debates in a calm, cool fashion. Certainly the chat would agree, but of course the chat is biased in my favor. So I have that going for me, but I think I make more logical points than he does. He just tries to talk louder and talk more and talk over you. And
Yeah.
that really pisses me off when people do that to me.
Well, he only makes the same 3 points with every conversation he ever has. So thank you, Ursula. Wonderful to have you here. Tomboy said, Jesse, you're a wackadoodle, but that's why we love you.
I can't disagree with that.
That's why you fit in over here, buddy.
I certainly don't fear being labeled a wackadoodle, and that's why I say the things I do.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Thank you, Ursula. Yeah, that's all he ever does. He has 2 points. That's it. Nothing any beyond that. And it's like, really, with all the time you spent in here, you would think you'd be able to come to a more of a conclusion or more of a realistic like theory on something. Nope.
Well, he thinks he's so smart with that little video clip he put out the other day of what you said about Cy-Ray 16 months ago and what you said about Cy-Ray the other day. Well, how about what Cy-Ray said 16 months ago and it's not you contradicting your own statements, it's Cy-Ray contradicting his own statements. And then he clips me without having any clue the words that I was using in that clip carry a pretty significant meaning, and it just went right over his head. He has no clue.
No, he doesn't have enough, at least in my opinion. He doesn't have enough, there's not enough in there to be able to do that.
Well, and could you imagine the clips that we could make of him coming on here and saying things before the documents dropped about what he would have said about WSU Kim and Dave, what he would have said about the 911 call, what he would have said about how the roommates were sleeping the entire time, and what makes you think that they weren't, and all this stuff. And I remember when that 911 call first dropped and he was trying to make excuses for it, he had this big long story about climbing up a ladder and trying to look through the curtains, and the curtains were partially obstructing the view, but you could see enough that you could say what they were saying. And it was like this perfect storm, this very elaborate anti-Occam's razor hypothesis. That's like, yeah, it could be that, Jeff, or they could just be lying because Occam's razor.
Yeah, God forbid that would be the point. 100%. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. That's who it is, Happy Jeff H. And it, like I said, it just doesn't. To me, he does it just to get a rise out of people because he gets some kind of weird, sick enjoyment out of negative attention. So that's all he gets. That's all he gets. And I actually like the guy outside of anything to do with this. From what I've learned of him, he's a really, really good guitar player. Really great guitar player. He's very talented. But in this realm, no, not at all. You shouldn't be here, is my opinion, and that ruins it for everything else. So
I wonder if he plays guitar with Chris Whitcomb because they share a few
Right.
things in common.
Oh, I don't. He wouldn't like Chris because Chris is not the truth. So
But Chris is law enforcement. He loves law enforcement.
that's the truth. That is the truth. Very true. Good point, Jesse. Good point. And I'm sure he is in here. Everybody say hi to Jeff. He's always
Well,
in here.
yeah. He certainly hasn't forgot about us. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making videos about us.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I hope he gets good views on it too. Him and Vivi the Putz. All right, on we go. Thanks for joining me up here, Jeff.
No worries.
Connected him to where Maddie worked.
No, there wasn't. And like I said earlier, we wanted that. We looked for it in every possible way, digitally, financially, physical location, anything you could think of, anything that we thought, where is the connection? Where's the overlap? And we searched tirelessly and never found it. I can't say that he was never there at all, but we never found any evidence at all from interviewing everybody that we possibly could, talking to every person that would have that information to be able to show that he was there or that there was a connection through the restaurant.
Just wondering if you ever had any idea of what made Mr. Koberger take the plea deal in the end?
No.
Okay. Can I ask a follow-up? I know the report.
That was a short answer. You probably have time for a short follow-up.
Can I also ask a follow-up to investigate this? I know there was some reports that there was Koberger's ties to a container out in the house. Did you ever determine what that was?
No, and the belief was in the one surviving roommates and her statement, and that's out there, was that she observed something in his hand when she saw him, but we don't know what it was.
Did they just say that they could never conclusively put him anywhere near the vegan restaurant? What was that one called again?
The place that the kids work, the Mad Greek.
The Mad Greek, yeah, because weren't the barnyard animals trying to suggest that his phone data put him using the Wi-Fi at the Mad Greek?
Yeah. Yep, and the people that own it said Brian was never even in there.
Yeah, that Celebrate company, they're shady AF, in my opinion.
Investigators and even prosecutors may determine.
They're horrible, Jess. They're horrible.
I mean, you see what they did in the Karen Reed case. They had people come in and lie and make up stories about how cold would affect the phones and the steps, and they tried to say that all the data that law enforcement typically uses can be faulty based on this, which, I mean, I'd like to take that testimony and hand it to defense lawyers all over the country and say, okay, well, next time law enforcement comes at you, use this as case law. That here's an employee of Celebrate saying, the steps, though, that's useless. That doesn't work. The Google searches, those aren't accurate as far as the time,
right.
It's unbelievable to me that they were making that argument, because it undermines the validity of their own software in every other case. And then you see the Barnharts, they were telling they seemed almost like bad actors in the true crime community. You know how people twist information and they try to manipulate things that they know aren't true, just because they know it'll be sensational enough to get them views. That's what the Barnharts acted like in this case.
Absolutely, yes, sir. They're the worst type of, and I don't even like calling them this, but the worst type of expert you would want to have to watch, guys. They are the worst ones. And they're not, to me. They're a joke. Sorry. Not sorry. So, and they're wrong. They've been wrong about way more, like many things. I can see being wrong, making a mistake on something, this, that. They're wrong about so much. Okay. That's a problem.
Well, I don't think they were wrong. I think they were flat out lying. I mean, what we found out, because they had to correct themselves about the Mad Greek. They had originally said we have him on the Wi-Fi at the Mad Greek. They made it sound like we have him sitting in the place. We know he was there, and they put that information out. And then, like a week later, when it was like, law enforcement was saying law enforcement had to correct that because the law enforcement had already said we can't put him at the Mad Greek. So then they were forced to correct it. And then what they said was that he did a search for local in his searches for just random food, not specific to the Mad Greek. Mad Greek might have been shown in like advertisements on the sidebar, which is that's meaningless. And to use that to make a suggestion that he was there and he was there, that's not a mistake. That's a blatant lie.
That is a fact. And that is exactly what they did, because did they not think anybody was going to check? Did he not think anybody was going to look? I mean, come on. You can't do that kind of stuff. And when you're blatantly lying, not making mistakes, good way to put it too. When you're blatantly lying, nobody's going to trust anything you say from that point forward. And they shouldn't, in my opinion. They shouldn't either. So I fully agree with you. Good point. Very good point. I can't stand those two. I cannot stand those two. I knew when they came forth with what they were saying that it was going to turn into, once again, another very unreliable, lying source. Like Lana says, everybody fucking lies. Excuse my language if one of your kids are there. I'm sorry. Everybody lies. And they have. Yeah, right. And then Steve said that he touched the Wi-Fi. Again, there's so many things that have been misrepresented on purpose. It's enough. It's enough. We've made mistakes with things, but we've made mistakes based on things that we were given, information we were given that was wrong. And when we find it out, we try to correct it. Nobody does that. They were forced to because law enforcement forced them to. But beyond that, that's it. What's up? Davey White's in the house. Good to see you, brother.
So yeah, the kids just got up and got ready for school, so I'm going to have to pull the plug, but thanks for having me again.
Yep. Always a pleasure, sir.
Sorry, my visit was so short.
That's okay. No worries, Jesse. We'll see you soon. Thanks again, brother. Appreciate you always. All right. On we go. Welcome, Moonflower.
Determine validity or value of evidentiary items due to psychological biases that cause these critical decision makers to unconsciously filter information so that it lines up with their pre-existing beliefs or expectations. This can lead to the overvaluation of supportive data, while contradictory or, more importantly, exculpatory evidence is ignored, minimized, or intentionally misconstrued.
Here. Thank you.
Like we just said, intentionally misconstrued. Those words, along with others, came out of the mouth of Cy Ray himself. So we know what happened. Yeah, misrepresented. Purposely and intentionally misrepresent. That's a huge problem, you guys. And we know it is. Again, the link should be pinned, guys. If anybody wants to join me, you're more than welcome.
Greg Fisher with CBS News 48 Hours. Was there any evidence that Koberger was following the social media of any of the victims?
So, trust us, we wanted that to be the case. We've looked for a link and we have not found
of any of the victims.
So, trust us, we wanted that to be the case.
Koberger was following the social.
We wanted that to be the case. So, trust us, we wanted that to be the case. We've looked for a link and we have not found one. Not one.
Yeah, through the
Because there isn't one. There is not one.
entire investigation, I think that's something that we need, that you want, is to help to understand this and say, well, what's the connection? What was the link? And so we had every resource possible, and we worked that tirelessly.
Multiple agencies, like he just said. They had every resource possible. And they wanted that to be the case and found nothing. That should have been enough to tell you right there. If there's not a connection of any sort whatsoever, it doesn't exist. There is nothing there to connect to any of that. Or him. That's my biggest problem right there. There would have to be this was not just oh, I'm bored, I'm going to go kill 4 people. That is not how this happened, you guys. Not even close. So no, I'll never believe it. There's nothing. That is my biggest issue with him being the one. Sorry.
Both from everything from his side, but all the victims and all the members of the House from their side. So we have never, to this date, found a single connection between him and any of the 4 victims or the 2 surviving roommates.
Not a single connection.
Approximately 95% of felony convictions result from guilty pleas rather than trials. Innocent individuals often plead guilty to avoid the extreme risk of harsher penalties.
Amen to that one, Ham and Cheesy, because we know Ham and Cheese, we know she's a liar. We know she's a liar. She lied to the whole world.
If a jury were to convict them, what would you do if you were in Brian Kohberger's place, assuming you were innocent of the crimes you were being accused for having committed? Think about that. Next, Kaylee Gonsalves' father, Steve, leaks something that, well, take it with a grain of salt, let's just say at this point. But here, Steve claims that Brian Kohberger preferred an Alford plea rather than a straight-out plea agreement. What this tells me is that Brian wanted to go to trial, and for some reason, it was in his best interests to sign the plea agreement. Why would Brian Kohberger, very determined to roll the dice at a jury trial in Ada County, all of a sudden decide to make a deal with Bill Thompson if he was innocent of the charges against him? No Alford plea, mixed with no allocution. Something's afoot.
But, you know, ultimately the truth comes out. And, you know, for people to say, oh, he didn't do it, like, he pled guilty 4 times. 4 times, plus the burglary. People don't plead guilty to consecutive life sentences.
They do when they have a plea deal that they're demanded to plea or to say yes to those things on. And it happens every day. He just gave the statistics. So, yeah. Welcome, Moon. No worries about it, dear. Ever. Good to see you.
Exactly. They did it.
Yeah, there's these fringe cases where people plead to something that they didn't do, but they're not for. It's like a one-off, and they're like, I can't defend myself. I was a druggie. I have all these other.
I need to get out of jail. They're offering me a misdemeanor fine. I'll take it. I get that. We're not talking about a speeding ticket, though, where you're speeding and they give you a defective headlamp, right? We're talking murder where you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
An Alford plea. They wanted to do an Alford plea, and we were like, I rallied everyone and said, we ain't doing this.
In the 1970 case,
To do an Alford plea. They wanted to do an Alford plea.
Murder where you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
An Alford plea. They wanted
where you're speeding and they give you a defective headlamp, right? We're talking murder where you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
An Alford plea. They wanted to do an Alford plea, and we were like, I rallied everyone and said, we ain't doing this.
Gotta love that one, don't you? That tells a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Ashmiss. I hope I'm saying that right. I very much appreciate you. Very generous, and God bless, dear. Very much appreciated. Thank you again so much, dear. I appreciate that very much. So the Alfred P was something he wanted to do. You got to love that one, huh? And that's interesting to me. Whether if you got it's I guess it's up to if you believe Steve, but even so, think about it. You know what I mean? That would actually make some sense, is all I'm saying, but they wouldn't allow it. Gotta wonder why.
In the 1970 case, North Carolina versus Alford, the Alford plea was born, affirmed by the United States Supreme Court, which would, from that time forward, allow defendants the possibility of accepting a plea deal to avoid more severe consequences, such as the death penalty, even while asserting their innocence. One of the perks to accepting an Alford plea would be that those truly innocent or guilty of the charges made against them could maintain their innocence while never admitting their guilt. Think of the person who is truly guilty as charged who doesn't want to admit their guilt publicly. And now, think of a person who is truly innocent of the charges made against them, not wanting to admit guilt. To the former, why should anyone be made to do anything? And to the latter, why would anyone who is truly not guilty say that they are in fact guilty? Well, for the same reason why innocent human beings, accused of having committed a crime, accept plea deals to salvage their lives. There are some cases where a defendant wants to maintain their innocence, while acknowledging that the state has enough evidence to convict them at trial. Remember, evidence alone does not convict, nor does a jury, but some judges in some regions are very much connected and are selected for a reason. They are not disqualified from the beginning with a show of good cause. Everything is truly connected. More on that later, tomorrow, but definitely not never.
Judge Hippler talked today about, I guess, the fallacy of expecting that there would be some miraculous coming clean and disclosure from the defendant. In the first instance, as the judge said, he doesn't have the power to compel that. We, the state, don't have the power to compel that. And as a practical matter, it would not be helpful. It would give him a forum to share whatever he thought, to control the dialogue. Not going to happen to our victims. We can't allow that to happen.
What could Brian Kohberger possibly say?
What a joke.
They who own it say the most about it. And he is right in addressing the four slain as our victims there. It was your state. It was your county. It was your municipality. It was your educational institution. It was your house. It was your people. This was your choice. It is your own. You own it. And as went the house, so went your victims.
Chief?
I guess my question is for Mr. Thompson, since you're still up there, Internet Lady with Law and Crime. You said that, it was your decision to accept this plea agreement. It brings finality, he will die in prison. But Corporal Payne just said they don't know who the target was and why he targeted this house. Was there a reason why, as part of the plea agreement, you didn't require Ann Taylor to have her client sit down with you all and to answer some of these questions?
I think that Judge Hippler addressed that today very, very well. Of course, Judge Hippler addresses everything very well, we found. The law does not give the court or us the power to require a specific factual allocution. And just let me finish. And we recognize that. We recognize that we could have said, well, in order for us to move forward, we want a factual allocution. But I have to be perfectly candid. I don't believe that there's anything that would come out of his mouth that would be the truth. I don't believe that there's anything that would come out of his mouth that would be anything other than self-serving. And I don't believe there's anything that would come out of his mouth that would not further victimize the families. And so that just simply wasn't a factor. We made our decision based on our assessment of law and the facts. We made our decision based on being able to obtain accountability and certainty, not just for the victims' families, but for the communities and for the state. And that's where our obligations go. In the end, and the old Harry Truman thing, the buck stops on my desk. Well, that's what I got when I was elected prosecutor 33 years ago. I never dreamed it would involve something like this. But
Bullshit.
we don't shirk our responsibilities just because it got big and nasty.
By submitting an Alford plea, a defendant is treated as guilty by the court and receives the corresponding penalties, even though they never.
That's exactly it right there. If Brian, they know what he would have said, and it would have been not what they wanted him to. Okay? There's multiple angles with this, too. That's a good point, SRB, 100%. They would not, Brian would not have spoke their truth. Period. And he couldn't because he wasn't there to speak that truth. He doesn't know what happened. In turn, he's not going to be able to say anything. And if he were to say something, and I believe they know this as well, we all know how a plea deal works. If he were to say something, it would be a lie because he wasn't there to be able to say what he's saying. In turn, if it's found out later, it could void the plea deal. It's a lie. That's why Brian did not allocute, in my opinion. Not that dumb shit that he just said.
Say, I committed the crime. I want to wrap this up by recalling something that Brian Kohberger said back when he was first taken into custody the 30th day of December, almost 4 years ago.
Gotcha. So you're essentially just as much in the dark as the rest of us when it comes to any connection he might have had to these students or a possible motive if he did commit the crime.
Correct. I wanted to view the case objectively myself also. So I was working in the blind because I didn't have the affidavit of probable cause. So I wouldn't even be able to discuss anything with him, even if he relayed any information to me.
Gotcha. So you said before that he helped you craft the statement that you made on his behalf after his arrest. What was his opinion on the statement? What did he want to make sure was said or was included?
I think the most important part was the exoneration part. He believed that he would be exonerated, which to me implicitly meant that he was innocent of the crimes, so that obviously there wouldn't be either enough evidence or he was going to be found innocent of the crimes.
Brian, you have just spoken with that public defender who represented Kohberger immediately after his arrest. What have you learned?
Yeah, this was interesting, actually, because last time we saw the public defender in Pennsylvania, Jason Labar, he was with Kohberger in court. I was in the courtroom, but he had not seen the 18-page probable cause. So now he has. I asked him what he thought about it, and he says he thinks there are holes in the probable cause. He is questioning the phone pings. He says that those pings are not specific GPS coordinates, and he says the defense can have a
With the news of suspected killer Brian Kohberger's recent grand jury indictment, Monroe County Public Defender Jason Labar says he doesn't think it changes anything for his former client, who said he was eager to get back to Idaho to be exonerated.
This indictment is really just the formal charging instrument against Brian. It's just formalizing the allegations. Idaho will still have to prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So I think his stance would remain the same.
Skipping a preliminary hearing in a case like this can hinder a defense, according to Labar, but it also works in its favor by not allowing any information to be released that could influence potential jurors.
Brian said that he expected to be exonerated. He didn't say that he expected to be acquitted. Let's look at some meanings.
This is very important right here. This is one of the main reasons I wanted you to see this. Listen real close to this part, guys.
To acquit means to release or discharge a person from an obligation, burden, or accusation. In criminal law, it is the formal judgment of not guilty entered at the end of a trial when a jury or a judge in a bench trial finds that the prosecution has not proven the defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. An exoneration occurs when a person who has been convicted of a crime is officially cleared based on new evidence of innocence. Don't worry yourself with the thought that a defendant need not prove his or her innocence. I'm just sharing only one of a multi-prismed hope for innocent convicts. An exoneration such as this may occur due to a pardon based on actual innocence, a vacated conviction, and/or a dismissed indictment. An exoneration may also occur during an acquittal at retrial, but then Brian never received such a thing, the right to trial, but he did say that he expected to be exonerated.
Thank you so much, Hangman. Appreciate that, brother. God bless.
Now, a DNA exoneration is when a person who has been convicted of a crime is officially cleared based on post-conviction DNA testing. Keep this in mind. One example of post-conviction DNA testing can occur when DNA testing results were clearly indicative of the defendant's innocence and plays a central role in vacating or wiping out the conviction, or else enabling the dismissal of an indictment. Post-conviction DNA testing is a legal mechanism that allows convicted individuals the opportunity to test or retest biological evidence. Listen up. Using advanced forensic techniques, you just need a good guy at the controls. Its primary goal is to establish actual innocence, but it also allows you to identify true perpetrators or rectify wrongful convictions in serious felony cases. Post-conviction DNA testing may also be used in the examination of biological evidence from a criminal case that is considered closed. Its primary use is to exonerate wrongfully convicted individuals, or like said, identify true perpetrators. Isn't it strange that the Innocence Project of Idaho suspended its services in April of 2023 due to lack of funding, just 1 month before Brian was indicted and officially charged? The truth always comes out in the wash. It may be useful.
Isn't that interesting, y'all? Very, very interesting, in my opinion. 1 month. One. Come on. Once again, guess what? I'm not going to say. There's no coincidences in this case. Come on. Again, this is a really important video that I wanted to review with you guys.
Useful to note the following information. The Bureau of Justice Assistance is out of the Office of Justice Programs, which comes to you by the U.S. Department of Justice. The fact sheet I am referring to was published in November 2024. The Post-Conviction Testing of DNA Evidence Program funds projects that assist states and units of local government with post-conviction DNA testing in cases of violent felony offenses where actual innocence might be demonstrated. Again, don't be put off by that which sounds like a requirement for the convicted person to prove their innocence. You have to begin somewhere, right? This is one block of information. Anyway, the Department of Justice's mission is to ensure fair and impartial administration of justice for all Americans. I want to trust these words.
Now, that being said, I want to play something back to you one more time. One more time. Please hear this again.
Now, a DNA exoneration is when a person who has been convicted of a crime is officially cleared based on post-conviction DNA testing. Keep this in mind. One example of post-conviction DNA testing can occur when DNA testing results were clearly indicative of the defendant's innocence and plays a central role in vacating or wiping out the conviction, or else enabling the dismissal of an indictment. Post-conviction DNA testing is a legal mechanism that allows convicted individuals the opportunity to test or retest biological evidence. Listen up. Using advanced forensic techniques, you just need a good guy at the controls. Its primary goal is to establish actual innocence, but it also allows you to identify true perpetrators or rectify wrongful convictions in serious felony cases. Post-conviction DNA testing may also be used in the examination of biological evidence from a criminal case that is considered closed. Its primary use is to exonerate wrongfully convicted individuals, or like said, identify true perpetrators. Isn't it strange that the Innocence Project of Idaho suspended its services in April of 2023 due to lack of funding, just 1 month before Brian was indicted and officially charged? The truth always comes out in the wash. It may be useful to note the following information. The Bureau of Justice Assistance is out of the Office of Justice Programs, which comes to you by the U.S. Department of Justice. The fact sheet I am referring to was published in November 2024. The Post-Conviction Testing of DNA Evidence Program funds projects that assist states and units of local government with post-conviction DNA testing in cases of violent felony offenses where actual innocence might be demonstrated. Again, don't be put off by that which sounds like a requirement for the convicted person to prove their innocence. You have to begin somewhere, right? This is one block of information. Anyway, the Department of Justice's mission is to ensure fair and impartial administration of justice for all Americans. I want to trust these words. I would even go as far as to believe that all people within the United States have constitutional rights out of our respect for human rights worldwide, but that doesn't mean that everyone thinks this way. While successful exonerations to correct injustice are notable program outcomes, the careful review, consideration, and closing of cases objected to post-conviction DNA testing that do not ultimately demonstrate innocence also work to advance the public's interest that justice has been fairly applied. Innocence has an opportunity to be demonstrated, and this does not happen without help from the outside. Inside, hope dwindles, even while the inmate assimilates to his or her new environment. There are two categories of this program's goals. The Bureau of Justice Assistances. Post-Conviction Testing of DNA Evidence Program aims to assist in identifying potential post-conviction DNA testing cases. There must be researchable criteria that would indicate whether Koberger's case even qualifies for the program. Could DNA testing prove his innocence? Well, the program also assists with locating biological evidence associated with such post-conviction cases. Were there any other bodily fluids or DNA samples collected from each of those crime scenes? The final consideration within Category 1 is performing DNA analysis of appropriate biological evidence and reporting and reviewing the DNA test results. We would have to do further research to learn what the Bureau means by the word appropriate when addressing the types of biological samples considered as evidence. The formality of language used in these types of well-meaning programs, or else guides to best practices, as we have seen with the mishandling and premature reliance on forensic investigative genetic genealogy in the Koberger case, is just that, formality in language used in publications such as the one we are skimming here. Nonetheless, it's an honest idea, wanting to find out exactly whose DNA was collected from the King Road house, beginning with each of the decedents, and then working outward, circumferentially. If you read the summarized accounts where exonerees were initially convicted, you can find this under the section entitled Recent Exonerations. You'll see how DNA collected linked to another suspect who was later arrested, as was the case where Martin Santillan was initially convicted. And in the case of Albert Schweitzer, a Hawaii case, Schweitzer and other convicted defendants were eliminated as contributors to samples taken in that criminal investigation were eliminated, and another unknown male was later identified. It's difficult to think that DNA could both convict someone and also exonerate them, but we would have to look deeper within each of these unique cases to better understand why this could possibly happen.
Did he say anything when he was arrested?
Yeah, so Brett, myself, and members of the FBI, we traveled back to Pennsylvania. We were there, and I know they hit on it earlier, but I'd be remiss without talking about the cooperation and the support that we had from them was absolutely incredible. From the time that we got on the ground with the Pennsylvania State Police and with the FBI back there, it was unbelievable. Anything that we needed, they were there to facilitate it. So we helped to shape what that looked like, what the arrest looked like, what took place once they hit the house on the search warrant and he was taken into custody. Brett and I were at another location, a barracks of the Pennsylvania State Police. And then he was brought to us and we conducted an interview with him that night there in Pennsylvania.
Can you talk about what he said?
So we went into this interview. We used a lot of influence and guidance from the FBI and their behavioral analysis unit to help us a ton in framing our our interview strategy rather. When we spoke to Mr. Koberger, we kept it pretty surface level to begin with. The idea being get him to speak and keep him speaking. It was pretty surface level. And then when we tried to get into things a bit more detail, he decided to end the interview. That's pretty
as soon as we tried to walk into the purpose of why we're there, which obviously he knows we're detectives from Idaho. So that's when we really started to shut down and they just shut it down. So
what was his demeanor?
Calm, relaxed.
Say very similar to what you see and whenever you see him in court.
Next question.
With all of this talk lately, from people who were associates or friends with the 1122 King Road residents, we have learned how the house was often the place to go for any reason, at any time of day or night, even to sleep there if needed. Some of these people who have stayed at the house are much older than the residents themselves, both male and female. So, a regular open back slider door, according to the documents and interviews, leads me to ask a question of reason in reference to the burglary charge. If Brian Koberger was in the house, how would one know if he had not been invited by one or more of the residents? We can't ask Xana and Ethan, can we? According to Dylan, she had never seen Koberger before after Brian was arrested, so he couldn't have been invited in by Dylan to help her clean up the crime scene. How are we proving Brian's entry at all? Whoever was in the light-colored vehicle that we see, driving around the neighborhood, night, into early morning, how can I prove that the vehicle's occupant or occupants even pulled into the court behind the 1122 address, let alone actually entered the King Road residence? We can't.
And then he was brought to us and we conducted an interview with him that night there in Pennsylvania.
Can you talk about what he said?
So we went into this interview. We used a lot of influence and guidance from the FBI and their behavioral analysis unit. They helped us a ton in framing our interview strategy rather. When we spoke to Mr. Koberger, we kept it pretty surface level to begin with. The idea being get him to speak and keep him speaking. It was pretty surface level. And then when we tried to get into things a bit more detail, he decided to end the interview. That's pretty much
as soon as we tried to walk into the purpose of why we're there, which obviously he knows we're detectives from Idaho. So that's when we really started to shut down and then he just shut it down. So
what was his demeanor?
Calm, relaxed.
Say very similar to what you see and whenever you see him in court.
Next question.
With all of this talk lately from people who were associates.
Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please make sure to subscribe to Idaho 4 Revealed. They do some amazing things, folks. Amazing videos. They've put out some stuff. Some of it, like I said, is hard to read sometimes what they're saying, but there's always a message, a true message. That was a really good one I wanted to share with you guys. Yes, that's another one. I wanted to show you that too, for those that didn't see that. I have a little more time tonight than I thought I did, so 1 minute. Okay. Now, watching what we just watched, I want to show you this again. Some of you guys saw this, some of you didn't. I want you to put this all together in your mind. No, Tomboy. And then we're going to go into Discord after. I really want you guys to think on these things. That's why we're reviewing these.
I feel like anything the jury's going to see in that courtroom, we should all see. You shouldn't run from the truth.
I did. We covered her timeline yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. We covered her timeline and everything, Blue Eyed. Thank you, though. I did. She did an awesome job.
You shouldn't hide the truth, even if it makes somebody look guilty. So that part of the still work to be done.
So the first thing that we just reviewed was Brian. It basically was titled, "Is Brian guilty or innocent?" Remember that. Remember what we heard throughout it. We all know how that went. On to this now. It's I love what they do. I'll just put it that way. And I do want to point out one more thing that kind of plays into all of this. I should have said this earlier. I'm sorry I didn't. I still think there's a reason we know Brian Koberger. I don't think that it's because he's guilty of killing 4 people in Moscow, Idaho. But I think there's a reason we know him. And it's not just for nothing. I don't believe that Brian was just chosen at random for this. Okay? At all. This is another video that was put out that we're reviewing to break this down. Okay? Yeah, this is the person that Kaylee had reported seeing that had been missing. For those that didn't know that, it'll explain itself. Thank you, Tomboy. But like I said, I believe there's a reason that we know who Brian is. What's the matter? Ham and cheese? Something wrong? You're toasted now? Me too, SRB. But yeah, just let's think about what I'm saying. There's a reason we know Brian and what we just saw, guilty, innocent, all that, and now this. That's all I'm saying.
Taking a look at other top stories tonight.
I'm gonna let this play for a minute, guys. I gotta run and grab my coffee and hit the little boys' room. I'll be right back.
Coeur d'Alene police have pulled a car from the Fernan Lake, which belongs to a missing Idaho woman, Sharon Archer. They say a body was found inside. Police tell us that a person called the department to report something white off the boat docks, but it could only be seen when the sun hit it. The person saw posts on Facebook about search parties for Archer and decided to call in the object yesterday. When police arrived, they were able to locate the white 2013 Toyota Highlander about 150 feet from the shore. That car was last seen driven by Archer on September 28th. Police have not released the identity of the body found inside, and the case, including the cause of death, is still pending further investigation.
So I have a proposition, just in case nobody's caught on to this yet. What's the link to BK? That's what I was getting to. I said, I think we know who Brian Koberger is for a reason. What if I were to throw something at you stating that, what if Brian was working on something that Kaylee may have been working on as well? We all know Brian did cloud forensics. We all know Brian was referred by one of his teachers at whatchamacallit. Welcome, true to it. He was sent there. We know that he was a very in-depth person. I guess nosy, lack of better terms. When he started looking into things, he really looked into things. I'll put it that way. So, what if the name of this channel is Idaho 4 Revealed? They do amazing work. So, if Brian was working on something heavy, we know that there was already now I'm going to remind you of a couple things too with this, okay? If he was working on something deep, heavy, okay? I'm not saying this is a fact. This is just a thought because I still don't understand why the hell we know Brian. Because we shouldn't. He's an out-of-towner. We have no reason to know who Brian Koberger is because he had nothing to do with this. And if it's proven that he had nothing to do with this, what other reason would we know him? Okay? He didn't say that, true to it. He never did say, was anyone else arrested? That was a Brian Enton creation. The only thing Brian said, and I'll show you his attorney showing it again, but is I can't wait to be exonerated for this. I can't wait to be exonerated. I explained that video earlier, explained what exoneration meant, okay? So think about that. But yeah, that other statement was never made by him, unfortunately. That was Brian Enton creating something to go along with his. It's not your fault. Don't apologize. I just try to correct these things when we see them because there's so much confusion as it is. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to what I was saying. And this may be nothing, okay? This may be nothing, but I can't let go of the reason of the fact that I want to understand why we know him. No, that's true. What Bubble said, it doesn't mean it was her. But the basis of this whole thing is what I'm talking about. There's people that are many people that have gone missing from these areas, okay? Many people. And I think there's a reason behind it as they kind of relate to. And Kaylee was looking into, we were told more than once that she was a sleuther. She was looking into the possibility of RSOs in that area. Dylan said that herself, registered sex offenders, which could play into a trafficking situation. We also had multiple agencies involved in this crime. I'm not saying that's why they were murdered, folks. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying where Brian may have come from. Okay? Where Brian may have come from is that he may have been working on something in the same realm that Kaylee was looking into, possibly, is my thought, is all I'm saying. This explains a little bit more. But that's all I was trying to say. Because there is no reason we should know Brian if he wasn't the one that committed the crime. Truly. He was referred by his teachers from DeSales. He disappeared for a little bit of time for whatever reason. Nobody knows. Still, his parents didn't know where he was, according to his father. He went off, did something on his own. Then he shows back up, and he ends up over in Idaho and Washington in cloud forensics. So I'm just saying, there's some things here that kind of line up in my mind that make me look at things in weird ways. That's all. So these are just thoughts, folks. They're just thoughts. Nothing more. They're just thoughts. Things to think on. That's all. I just think there's something deeper going on in these areas. We all know also, and I'll show you another point to this. Thank you, Davey. Appreciate you, brother, always. Well, let's not forget. Let's not forget. Okay. Chief Fry graduated from Quantico from a program that the FBI was running. Anthony Dallinger, and that or Fry did it before the murders. Dallinger graduated from some program that they had with the FBI right after the murders. They were learning stuff. They were getting involved in stuff for whatever reason I don't know, but they were getting more involved in FBI programs within the local law enforcement. They can't even come on. They're more than those two from my understanding as well. So that's something else too. That's a good point. Interesting statement, Jenny. Very interesting. You get it now, Blue Eye? There you go. There you go. I've been stewing on this for a long time too. Long time. No lie.
We do continue with breaking news at this noon hour. A missing woman in North Idaho has now been found dead. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office confirmed the news within the past hour. 65-year-old Sharon Davidson was reported missing after she disappeared on December 14th. The Sheriff's Office said she was found this morning by the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office search and rescue team. They found her near her property, which is south of Coeur d'Alene. A lieutenant telling KREM 2 News the death did not appear to be suspicious, but the investigation is certainly still ongoing. We will update you on air and online at krem.com just as soon as we learn more.
Don't forget, Homeland Security is involved in this too. They were. Many other agencies as well.
Let's talk about this detail that you've learned about Brian Koberger. We were all shocked to see the photograph, the selfie that was snapped just hours after the murders in front of his shower. But you've learned what he did after that. What was it?
Yeah, I learned about a tally of some girls that were having conflicts and feeling like he was doing things that were making them very nervous, following them outside of the classroom, standing in front of the door, forcing them to go around him, basically forcing interactions. And they're just trying to do everything to avoid him. So how I understand it, they communicated this to management structure there. They said document things. They started documenting that this tally that they put together. And from that,
what is that called? You're saying a tally? What was that?
I thought it was called like the Brian tally is what it was described to me as.
I'm not sure. Is this the place he works?
Yes. This is the classroom in which he's, a teacher aide in,
That's the name of the classroom. I hadn't heard that name before, but that's what this is. So this is basically the classroom where he is working. He's making everybody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the tally is when they went to, I don't know if it was HR, but they went to people in the school and said, hey, I noticed something, this girl knows something, but it's still kind of hearsay. So then they're saying, document it, the time, the place, the things, a witness, those
Yes, basically harassing Brian.
type of things. So they did do that, and that was going on. And that's how we found out that he missed school Monday after taking that photo, where he doesn't look sick to me. But what does that give him? That gives him a whole day to go over figuring out how they're responding to what he's done. So he could sit there, gloat, and Google search, do the same things we were doing to try to figure out what was going on.
I think the world is curious about that November 13th day, the day you found out in the phone call. Are you able to talk about that?
Yeah, that day is
Sunday, February 2nd, 2025. The local police department in Fairfax, Ohio, received a chilling 911 call.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
3919 Germania.
3919, what was the street name?
Germania in Fairfax.
Germania?
Yes. I think my sisters might have been murdered. And
You know that
Okay, thank you.
might want to farm her or anything like that?
Absolutely nobody.
When officers arrive on the scene, they find 64-year-old Sheila Tenpenny, who went by Denise, unresponsive in her own bed with the front door open.
Did he cover her up?
I don't know. The dispatch said that he found her with a pillow over top of her. I don't know about
Peroxide and cleaning chemicals? That's different. A lot of cleaning chemicals.
There's an unidentified watch next to her body. There's also blood on the bed, and a trail of blood leading from the bedroom to the back door and the gate to her yard. Next to her on the bed is a bent kitchen knife and a box cutter, though these don't appear to be the weapons that killed her. Her brother, who found her, Daryl, is waiting to be interviewed in the ambulance.
that day started out as a very odd Sunday in the first place because he was sick and he's never, ever, 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 ever sick.
So is there anybody you know that would want to hurt her?
No, absolutely not. She's a decent person, honest.
Stays to herself.
Meanwhile, the medical examiner finds DNA under her fingernails. She fought back, and she scratched her attacker. This means that detectives might be able to identify the killer by scratches on his neck or face.
Never been to the hospital my entire life, and it wound up being Ramsey Hunt. So he had this crazy rash on his face that started in his ear all the way down the nerve. And that morning woke up with his face all swelled up. And
The whole neighborhood is on edge.
Neighbor Jonathan Boschert and his family have been living in Fairfax for 3 years and say a big reason they moved to the village is because of its safe reputation.
It's jarring, I would say. Very unusual. It's still hard to believe that it happened this close.
Boschert just hopes it's an isolated incident.
Another neighbor has sent her son away. She's so concerned.
So my son went to spend the afternoon with his dad because he had fallen earlier that day. And anyway, just kind of recover and have some time away from the house and stuff and from his brother. And
was like, there's something wrong. I think I actually need to go to urgent care. And I was like, that's crazy. If you're saying that, this is serious.
This neighbor's name is Becca, and according to her, Denise was close with her sons, Levi and Hunter Cart.
They're only like 13.
Okay.
13 and 13. Oh, you got twins.
They're actually going to be 14 next month.
Oh.
And were they home with you that night?
So I don't know how the morning started out. So came home. They diagnosed him with Ramsay Hunt.
Bad was he hurt you? Okay.
Okay.
I was okay. I'll come out.
Hey, Lewis.
Pretty quick.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, you're coming out?
What's you editing?
I was editing Dexter. Sometimes I edit.
Yeah.
But
He likes to make videos for TikTok.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
While it's still here, right?
Yeah.
Is that the cat that got you there on the nose?
I don't know what happened. We just we both startled each other because my bed was right there. I tried to clean myself up, not realizing how bad this was, and I fell in the shower, which is even worse. So I fell and hit my face, and I started crying, and she heard me crying, and then we went to the emergency room because she was like, "This is really bad."
In the emergency room all morning, the Carts apparently missed all the drama next door.
So you guys have never been in the house?
No.
Strange request. We're asking for DNA from people.
Sure.
It's used for elimination purposes only, so it's not entered into like fancy database or
They've already had for like DNA testing for their for like medical for
This is just a Q-tip
this-
in the mouth real quick.
yeah. So I'm not. They're already in a database somewhere.
Okay. Perfect.
Is that today or is that another?
Yeah, we could do it right now.
But Lewis isn't so keen.
And he was in a lot of pain, but our son came over and they were watching the football game. And me and his mom and my mom started getting out Christmas decorations because I was like, let's decorate. Let's start decorating for Christmas. My niece called.
It's the question. They know he killed Denise. The DNA doesn't lie, nor do the scratches on his face. But what would drive this 13-year-old kid to commit murder?
Back to something you mentioned about, I think you said someone reached out to you who had taken one of Brian Koberger's Reddit questionnaires. Is that true?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
We actually got a letter on that one, and then in the letter was a number to call. This individual said that they had been called. They got the Reddit. Somebody called to survey them on crimes, and he was like, I felt like I was getting set up by the cops. So I was just like, I answered it kind of like over the top. He's like, I kind of embellished some stuff, kind of pulling the cop's leg, hung up. This guy calls me back a couple days later, and we start talking again. And he goes, and I start feeling like this guy's like enjoying how I was describing how I was getting away with, like how I selected my victims. And he said, so I told him, I knew these neighborhoods that had a lot of money, and somebody might drink a little too much wine. Somebody might make a call to 911 over a noise complaint. Somebody goes to jail. And when that male went to jail, I'd go to that house, surveil it. And if it looked like there was somebody in that house that was passed out, I would go rob that house. And that's how he picked his victims, I would say. And he would rob them from jewelry, and I don't know what you do nowadays. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but maybe cash or something. But he would rob them He said that Brian seemed to enjoy his story, called him a couple of times. He said he was so odd about it that when this case came forward, he was like, I know exactly what this is about. I'm going to reach out and, maybe he's pulling my leg. There's been plenty of people who have sent us stuff that weren't accurate, but it always stuck with me. It already stuck. There's certain things that stick with you. That one was one of them. And, there's other stuff that other letters that we've given back to the prosecution and said, we don't even know what to do with this. And they've taken it. So
that was my next question. You shared that with prosecutors. They were interested to hear from these people.
Yeah, I don't know where it goes from there, but yeah, we've definitely given them the letters, and it's kind of a.
You've said that this stands out because of reports before from the Reddit survey that Brian Koberger sent out, as a criminology student, asking other criminals about their methods. Talk to me more about that.
Yeah, we got a letter and it had a phone number in there, and we called this individual, and he said he had been interviewed by Brian, and he got the sense that Brian was getting off on his story, and his story was basically he'd listen to a police scanner, wait for.
I want to see and hear these testimonies made by these people, because I don't believe this at this point.
Somebody to call the police on a domestic violence type of thing, and then the male would be arrested. And then he would go into those neighborhoods, and that would be the house that he would rob.
Welcome, JJPP. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Nothing half-assed. Good to see you. Listen, as with as much respect as I can muster, Steve Gonsalves himself made a statement once in one of his interviews where he said, did I put out misinformation on purpose? Yeah. Did I ask other people to put out misinformation on purpose? Yeah. Was he trying to come to a goal with that? Sure, maybe. But at the same time, you interfered in an investigation and caused so much chaos by doing that. I fully and absolutely feel for you for your loss. Okay. Nothing will ever nothing is good enough to replace that, to make that okay. There's never going to be closure on that. Okay. But that did happen. And why would somebody do that? Why would somebody do that? Especially a family member of a victim like this. Think about it.
To WW, my star, my perfect silence. WW.
Now, again, guys, just to reiterate, with Idaho 4 revealed, sometimes they throw some different mixes of things in here. Their videos are very artsy, okay? And you just have to kind of like flow with it and kind of read between the lines sometimes to get what they're trying to point out to you. That's all I'm saying. So bear with it.
I mean, who you figure that is? Yeah? Woodrow Wilson? Willy Wonka? Walter White?
You got me. Kind of like it just seems like it's a dead end. You never hear again. I was hoping I'd get my letter back, but no, we never got anything back. And I've never seen anything like that in the list of evidence. So it probably turned out to be nothing.
Interesting. But there isn't something forensically like, I personally keep thinking, how did the killer get out the sliding door of the kitchen, get to the car, get into the car, get to wherever the dumping ground was to get rid of the bloody clothing, the knife, and all the other implements of the crime, and get back to an apartment. And if it's Koberger's apartment, all without leaving a forensic trail that was, a beacon of blinking lights, because that didn't exist. And I keep wondering what did that killer do to hide those tracks?
This is an amazing statement. Read into it how you will. I take it 100% the way I think she means it. It's a fact. Every superhero movie even teaches you, I know it's a basis of funny, but still think about the depth of it. Every superhero movie teaches you that you don't turn around and do bad with the intention of getting revenge, because then you become the evil thing that you've been chasing. I gotta say amen, and thank you for saying that, Miss Fancy, because bingo.
So, well,
It's what if I said the killer actually wrote what he would do? Because Brian wrote a paper saying how he would go into a crime scene and not leave any evidence in that crime scene. So I think you just need to read what he wrote. He wrote exactly what he did, and he probably did more. Who knows what he learned in that Reddit post where he interviewed criminals that got caught or got away with different crimes. And, I believe he incorporated those into his night of action. So I think he came to that slider, opened it up whatever way he did, left it open, left some things out at that slider, part of his kit, part of his plastic bag, whatever it was.
Did you know that he knew what he had planned?
Steve, same.
I'm more of a planner. I'm more strategic.
His plan, he was planning it out right then and there. As they were eating, he was planning on their murder. Right then and there. I mean, he was getting himself all hyped up, all dressed, packing his little bag.
That was gross.
Went in, did his thing. Was covered in a Dickie outfit from neck to toe. Had this hood thing on that they also got that coming to his house. If you attack this guy.
That's completely untrue. All of that. You see how they're creating a narrative? They're creating the narrative by saying these things. It's unbelievable.
You wouldn't scratch him. You wouldn't be able to get your hands on him. The only place would be his eyes and gloves on. I think people underestimate if you know what you're doing.
I agree,
you want to go in there and you got a mission and you've been planning it out. You can get into that house. I've seen the models. I've seen the 3D models where they're in and out, sometimes in like 5 minutes. So there's a couple of them depending on the path that they take. But yeah, I mean, when you really watch a timer and you see the amount of time this person's been in the house, he had more than enough time. And then he got right back out. I mean, his door to the slider is the same technique that he used the doors into the room. He just didn't want to touch anything. He went in there with the plan, studied. I mean, he spent years and years in these classes just reading and admiring these other killers.
If he pled guilty and said, I'll plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence, have you thought about that?
Yeah, I don't want that because I studied the criminal system and the difference between life and prison. Even if it's 20, 30 years, he's 23 hours locked.
Watch her. This interview was whack. Watch her.
He doesn't get to do what is it, BTK
killer?
PTK.
Or whatever.
We've found out that he writes papers for other prisoners and gets treated really well because he's intelligent and he's able to help other prisoners get preferential treatment.
There you go, Hangman. Isn't that what Thompson told us? That he picked this randomly, maybe right before he committed the crime. He very likely could have done that right before he committed the crime. No premeditation. Bill Thompson's words himself.
treatment through the legal system. We don't want that type of behavior to happen in our case where he has influence outside of this event. And he was basically planning out to do his version of what they did and incorporate what they did and their mistakes and try to be that much better than them.
Exactly nothing.
Reporting a false sighting of a missing person in a location far from where their body is actually located can be driven by a range of psychological, cognitive, and in some cases, deceptive factors. We believe that psychological and some deceptive factors may have prompted Kaylee to report having seen Sharon Archer on October 5th, 2021.
Bingo, Pam. These two know way more than they claim. Steve's playing dumb. Maybe they are trying to hide the truth because it affects them somehow. Very interesting point. Thank you, dear. Welcome back, Jesse.
7 days after Archer's death, and 18 days before somebody found her right there in Kootenai County, these psychological factors range from genuine, well-intentioned mistakes arising from emotional stress, to manipulative behavior, designed to alter the course of an investigation. Feeling under pressure from emotional conflict to perform a duty she may have been opposed to, would nonetheless, in the minds of some, misdirect the course of an investigation in the search for Sharon Archer, who was indeed, at the time she was reported, submerged in Lake Fernan on October 5th, a week after she went missing. This report of having seen the person missing, as opposed to dead, cannot be related to memory or a dream experience, since the sighting was in real time and involved Kaylee's boyfriend as well, Jack Ducor. Kaylee had said that this person, who she thought was possibly Sharon Archer, was looking at the two of them while they were in Walmart, and again staring at the two of them while they were standing at the checkout line. A report should have indicated proximity and location in relation to where the reporting party was during the alleged sightings. It is possible that Kaylee experienced something called unfamiliar face misidentification, which acknowledges that people are poor at recognizing unfamiliar faces, particularly in high-stress situations. It is also possible that Goncalves felt the need to control or solve the missing person case. Since she was reportedly into true crime herself, it is possible that she felt the need to come up with information about Archer in the back of her mind, which stems from a psychological need to feel useful. Or was Kaylee being used? Staged sightings are often carried out to make people think that the victim was still alive at a later date or in a different place than they actually were, aiming to confuse the timeline of the death. Ask yourself this. Why would Kaylee, of all people in Moscow, Idaho, on October 5th, create a false narrative by reporting a false sighting an hour and a half away from a possible crime scene, Lake Fernan, exactly 1 week from the date when Archer's body and vehicle was plunged into a lake?
On the other hand, a murderer might recruit a trusted family member to report a person missing far from the actual body location to create spatial and temporal distance between themselves and the crime. This is not only a clever way to assist an alibi, but it is also an obstruction of justice when it is done as an effort to slow down police response or to divert resources to a wrong location, as was explained earlier. This tactic is also a form of staging used to manipulate law enforcement. Creating a false lead by reporting a missing person as seen far away from where the body is may steer search efforts away from the body. It suggests that the victim traveled voluntarily, making a perpetrator appear innocent while also giving them time to destroy evidence or dispose of the body in a more thorough manner. A trusted family member is less likely to be immediately suspected, allowing the perpetrator to shape the timeline of the disappearance and manipulate information. Offenders may intentionally mislead the public and police about the last known location of the victim to protect themselves from any scrutiny. Searching for a living person rather than investigating a homicide will only delay the investigation. Ask yourself this question. On the missing persons flyers found online, the agency to contact is the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. Why didn't Kaylee report any concern she may have had about the missing person, Sharon Archer, to the proper jurisdiction? Either the Kootenai County Sheriff Department or the Coeur d'Alene Police are the agencies on these flyers. It comes off as rather strange that Steve Gonsalves was the person who contacted Fox News with the story about Kaylee having reported seeing a missing person, as seen from Coeur d'Alene, who was actually deceased at the time in a Moscow, Idaho Walmart. But it's also strange that the public received only half of the story. Steve left out that the missing woman was found dead on October 23rd, just 18 days after Kaylee reported seeing her, and that it was unlikely that Kaylee saw what she said she saw. If anything, it was possibly what placed Kaylee on the MPD's radar.
This case.
Well, for a criminology PhD, doesn't seem very smart. I mean, who buys a knife and a sheath and a sharpener online and has it delivered to your parents' house? And who goes after a killing where the sheath is left behind and the murder weapons disposed of to find a replacement knife and sheath online? Who does that?
I think even if you're somewhat intelligent, your human instinct, you start racking your brain and you started worrying, like, what if if the cops knock on my door and say, well, we couldn't help but notice you bought one of these. Where's yours at? You wanted to have one. You want to be like, here it is right here. It's in my fishing tackle box,
Holy shit.
There it goes. Interesting couple videos, guys. And again, if you have not yet subscribed to Idaho 4 Revealed, please do. Please. You're missing out, guys. I'm always going to show their stuff. I fully support everything they do. So I just want you guys to think on what we've revealed, what we've reviewed, not revealed. Sorry. I'm not just whatever you've seen today, just think on it is all I'm saying, guys. Please, if you will. That's gonna do it. I've had you guys in here long enough. A little over I wanted to. I hope you guys got something out of it. I just thought they were both very interesting videos. Especially the first one coming up to this point today within the case, so on and so forth. This is an older one, and I've seen it once before, but somebody made a good point in chat, and it does play into something else I was saying. So I'm grateful that you brought that up. So thank you. But that's gonna do it for today. I am gonna head into the Discord at some point. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna go into the general chat in the Discord if anybody wants to come in there with us, discuss some things, break some stuff down. Whatever we do, we're gonna do it together. So I'd love to see you guys if you're part of it. Come on in. That being said, thank you to my moderators. You are all very amazing. As always, thank you to all of you beautiful people that are here. Again, very amazing. Sorry, Christine. Yes, for those of you that I won't see, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow at the normal time, hopefully. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. But don't forget, most importantly, if anybody wants the link, we'll drop a link in here for the Discord, and then you'll go into the general members chat, or Dago's Den, it's called, and then we can invite you in through the other routes that we have into the voice channel, and then we'll see what we're gonna do in there, depending on who shows up. But have an amazing night. Again, folks, don't forget to love yourselves. Uh-oh. Miss Blue Eyed throwing us some more of these gems. You guys were crazy with this today. Thank you so much. So now you get... Oh, wait a minute. I did forget one thing. Where is it, though? I haven't seen it all. Oh, here it is. All right. The poll, the results on the poll says, what should we name the meatball? Max, Chet, or something else? 39% said Max, 37 said something else, and 24 said Chet. Those are close numbers. So I think maybe we'll maybe throw some names in a bucket and see what we come up with that way again, because we're really close on that, and everybody voted on it. So thank you for that one. Thank you guys for all of the love and donations today. We got halfway through our goal, almost hit it today, and thank you so much for that. If anybody is interested in the Discord, if you want to jump into the sauce in the Discord with us, let us know. We'll throw a link in the chat for you guys real quick. I really appreciate you all more than anything. But again, guys, don't forget. Oh, I forgot this. See, look, I'm forgetting. All right. Thank you again for the donations. You guys are amazing. Mods, can we put a fresh link in here for some of these amazing peeps to join us in there? And again, folks, like I was trying to say, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. And do me one more big favor. Don't change anything about yourselves, because that is truly what I love about you all, the beautiful people who you truly are, and that's you. Thank you all for being you. We appreciate you very much. There it is. There's the link. Thank you, Bubbles. And I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great night, folks. Much love to you all. Bye-bye, everybody.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We laid the map out in the pouring rain. No hidden corners left to creep. The dark truth woke while the city was asleep. The evidence lines up straight and true. A perfect picture of what they chose to do. The quiet street erupts in flashing light. A reckoning delivered in the night. SWAT serves the warrant, loud and clear. The sound of justice, the only thing we hear. At the TruCrime Cafe, we watch the suspect finally pay. The dark truth is backed and signed and sealed. The wound is closed, the name is finally healed. It's finally healed. The cafe's empty, closed for the night. We put the darkness back into the light. We'll wipe the counter, set the empty chair, and wait right here for the next secret laid bare. Until the next one.